back into shape, who didn't fare particularly well the year before, and that was in California. Mattis went out to California, worked with Brady Anderson along with several other Oriole players, including starting pitcher Tommy Hunter. And Hunter had a great start in the second start of the year, so they're hoping the same thing can happen to Mattis. Better condition this year.
Line drive. There's a base hit to left field. So Derek Jeter with a leadoff single. Take a look at the Orioles defense, which is brought to you by your Mercedes-Benz Tri-State dealer. In left field, it's Reimold. Center field, it's Jones, and then you've got Markakis, who won the Gold Glove out there last year. He's in right. Infield, Reynolds, Hardy, Andino, and Davis. That's third to first. Matt Wieters behind the plate. He also won the Gold Glove. And Brian Mattis is on the mound, 25-year-old left-hander. Mattis was dreadful here at Camden Yards last year. 5 home starts, 1-4, 11.70 ERA.
Oh, Michael, he really struggled. And to the point where he pitched just under 50 innings and gave up 18 home runs last year.
There's a strike.
You know, one thing about the Yankees struggling in their first 3 games against the Rays down at Tampa Bay, this is a ballpark where the Yankees have fared very well, including Nick Swisher. This is one of the ballparks he really likes to play in, and several of the Yankees have excellent numbers in this ballpark. And if you're going to break out, you usually come to a place you feel comfortable, a team that you've played well against in the past. I think the Yankees won 13 out of 18 last year from the Orioles.
Tonight's closed captioning brought to you by Lexus. There's Buck Showalter, manager of the Orioles. Popped up. Davis leans in and makes the play to retire Swisher for the first out.
You can see Davis get over near his own dugout, and I think the Orioles are prepared to keep him from falling in if they can, but maybe the cameraman was. I think that was his main problem. Here you go, right into your living room.
Here's Robinson Cano. And a strike. Another Yankee who really likes hitting here.
Yeah, his career average in this ballpark, almost 370. Cano was putting on a show in batting practice. Home runs into the right field bleachers, into the bullpen, into the left field bleachers. Just getting a feel for the place once again. Although there have been some changes here over the winter, but not much with the field dimensions, more or less with the outer dimensions around the ballpark.
Count 2-1. Cano, a 367 hitter here at Camden Yards, and those are the highest batting averages of current players at any current ballpark. Beltre 399 at Coors. Ichiro 382 at Camden Yards and 370 at Kauffman. And I didn't get a chance to digest the Pujols one, but
at PNC
it was 372.
Is that what it was?
Yeah,
that's pretty good.
.376.
That was a reason to stay in the National League.
Well, he had 250 million reasons to come to the American League.
Yeah, I think you trumped me there, Michael.
He'll do just fine in this league.
Yeah, I think he will too.
Monova trying to stay loose. Kind of a chilly evening. Usually you associate Baltimore with humidity and
wait a minute. It's only April. It's only April.
It feels great. Runner was going and fouled away. Let's look at the game time weather presented by Bigelow Tea. 65 degrees, humidity 21%, wind 15 miles per hour, and there's a slight chance of showers.
I don't think the Yankees come here in June or July, maybe at the end of August. So 2 games in May, I understand, and then the beginning of September.
Runner goes again, ground ball to second. For the second out as Jeter advances to second base. Here's Alex Rodriguez. Alex had a couple of hits taken away from him in St. Pete. A very rare shift. 3 infielders on the left side. The Orioles shade up the middle, but they keep Andino on the second base side of the bag. Pitch is low.
You know, we were talking about Joe Girardi rotating the DH role during the course of the year with the Yankees. 4th game, 4th different designated hitter for the Yankees. Yeah, Jeter, Swisher, Ibanez in Tampa Bay, and now A-Rod here in Baltimore. And you can see teams getting away from that. The Orioles had Vladimir Guerrero last year, and that's all he could do. This year, they're going to rotate their DH. Several players, veteran players around baseball, do not have jobs because that's all they could do is hit.
Two 2-1 count on A-Rod. Runner at second, just underway. Yankees in the O's. Now strike. 2-2. And now the count goes full.
So that last fastball at 93, when Manis struggled last year, he could barely get his fastball to 90. And to me, that kind of sounds like the Phil Hughes story. When Hughes struggled last year to get his fastball elevated as far as miles per hour.
Looked a lot better yesterday as A-Rod works a walk. Only lasted 4 2/3 did Hughes, but fastball hit 94, which we didn't see last year, so that was a key.
You know, one thing you always hear about the sophomore jinx, Michael, sometimes it's the league that adjusts to you and you don't adjust back, but I think a lot of times the sophomore jinx is self-inflicted. You know, players have that first big year and they think they got it made, and they maybe don't quite work as hard in the offseason, and then it comes back to bite them the next year.
Pitch outside to Teixeira. Yankees baseball in HD is brought to you by The Three Stooges, the movie, in theaters Friday the 13th. That's also Yankee home opener. Yankees against the Angels at the stadium. The 1-0. Breaking ball strike.
It's twice in the last 2 hitters that Manis has fallen behind and come in with a breaking ball for a strike. He did it to Alex, and now he dropped a good one in there to Teixeira. But the Yankee hitters are taking notes, and if he happens to hang one of those, he might be in trouble. Ooh, that was it.
Count 1-2.
That one kind of hung, and Teixeira had a good swing at it, but he fouled it back. See how high it is up in the zone? Those have a tendency to go a long way. He was a little late on it.
There's a base hit to right center field. Jeter will score. Rodriguez will go to third. Mark Teixeira picks up an RBI single, and the Yankees lead 1-0.
Well, with this base hit, Teixeira puts the Yankees in the league, and for the first time this year, the Orioles are trailing on the scoreboard. They led every inning of the 3 games against the Minnesota Twins, And now they get the Yankees are ahead 1-0. And for Teixeira, a big 2-out hit. You can see another pitch. It's up, elevated, about belt high. It goes the other way. You can see the eyes right down on the ball. Good following it, tracking the ball, and then the follow through on the swing and a solid single to right field.
And give him credit because they were shifting where Andino was up the middle. A lot of the right side was open, and Teixeira took it that way.
His first RBI of the season.
Here's Granderson. 2 for 12 against Tampa Bay. And he had a couple of hits taken away because of the shift.
I think, Michael, the Rays shift more than any other team, and when you combine that with their ability to have a lot of range in the field too, players that have a lot of range factor, and combine those two issues, and they come up with a lot of plays that other teams don't make.
And they also have such a good pitching staff that you have to hit spots if you're going to shift as drastically as they do. With the Orioles staff, youngsters, not as accomplished, I don't think you could shift as much because you have no idea whether they're going to hit their spot. "28 pitches early." Turned him loose on 3-0.
That was a good swing.
See, the Orioles have gone back to the cartoon Oriole, away from the ornithologically correct Oriole. And that's the Oriole hat that Kenny made famous.
Yeah, me.
Check swing popped up. Long run for Hardy. He makes the play. Good play by J.J. Hardy. But the Yankees score a run on 2 hits and 2 men left. Yankees won, and the O's coming back.
On Friday, one comedy is a no-brainer. The Three Stooges is fun for the whole family. The Three Stooges.
Rated PG. So you can bring your parents.
Rated PG.
Popped up towards the stands.
Hey, Joe, can you talk?
Sure.
Your hair, amazing.
Thanks to Head & Shoulders for Men. 4 shampoos that give men game-winning scalp protection, great-looking hair, and confidence.
Head & Shoulders for Men.
A car is either luxury or it isn't. If you want a luxury car with a standard power moonroof, your options are going to be limited. If you want standard leather-trimmed seats, you're going to have even fewer. And if you want standard keyless access, then your choice is obvious. The Lexus ES. It's complete luxury in a class full of compromises. See your Lexus dealer.
Well, the Yankees have given Ivan Nova a 1-0 lead on the RBI single by Mark Teixeira. Let's take a look at the Orioles starting lineup that will face Nova, and is presented by Burger King. Nolan Reimold in left field, he'll lead off. J.J. Hardy, the shortstop, will bat second. Hitting third, playing right field, Nick Markakis. Adam Jones in center field cleans up. Batting fifth, the catcher, Matt Wieters. Mark Reynolds at third base will bat sixth. The number 7 hitter, former Yankee, D.H. Wilson Betemit. Chris Davis at first base bats eighth. Batting ninth and playing second base, Robert Andino.
There is Ivan Nova, 25-year-old, very tall right-hander going for the Yankees tonight. And Nova, of course, last year had a great season. 16-4 in his rookie year, 3.70 ERA. Right now, he's got a winning streak of 12 consecutive regular season games. It's tied with Justin Verlander for the longest in the majors. You can see the rest of his numbers. Let's check out the pitcher scouting report. He had, I guess, a stretch you could say he had a fair spring. You know, maybe not even fair. He struggled at times. Let's play 2. Now, he's beaten the Orioles twice in his career. Both times was the second game of a day-night doubleheader. That was last year. And he has to get his fastball down. We mentioned that in the open. He struggled. He's got a good sinker when it's down around the knees. You get that fastball up. It's not like he's throwing 95, 96. He's got to get that fastball down.
Here is Nolan Reimold. Orioles swept the Twins. Reimold was 2 for 9 in that series. And there's a strike.
This is something new for Reimold leading off. The Orioles are looking for somebody to fill that role in the absence of Brian Roberts, who started the year on the disabled list. Still dealing with the concussion syndrome.
He's actually on the field today taking some ground balls. Had his helmet on at all time. Grounded right to Cano. Had him played perfectly, and Reimold is out. Why don't we take a look at the Yankees defense, brought to you by your Mercedes-Benz Tri-State dealer. In the outfield, it's Andrew Jones, Curtis Granderson, and Nick Swisher left to right. Infield, Nunez, Jeter, Cano, and Teixeira third to first. Martin behind the plate, and Ivan Nova on the mound. In Nova's last start, which was in Port St. Lucie, he performed so poorly that he said that it was one of the worst days of his life. He was so down by the way he pitched, and most of it was about fastball location. Couldn't put it where he wanted, and the pitches were up in the zone. Hardy grounds one foul.
He's talking about a spring training game, right?
No, he said one of the worst days of his life. He was so disappointed. He so wants to do well, and you know, there was some concern that maybe he worried about having to battle for a spot in the rotation all spring. That decision ended up being made for itself when Michael Pineda went on the DL. Hits 96 on the gun right there. Last year, though, he didn't seem like he was unnerved at all by big situations, and I wouldn't think battling for a spot would unnerve him, but Larry Rothschild said it could have played a role in the way he performed.
I think we both were impressed by his composure last year as a rookie.
Very much. Chopped to short, charging Jeter, and he gets Hardy for the second out. His last 16 starts last year, he was 12-0, 3.25. Opponents at 240 against him. An incredible find for the Yankees. Remember, he's 16-4, and when Phil Hughes came off the DL and was put back in the rotation, they sent him down. And he never pouted, went down, did what he had to do, and he still compiled a 16-4 record.
They told him to work on his breaking ball. When he came back, he had a better slider.
Here's Nick Markakis. Markakis hit a home run. First pitch that he saw this year, that was from Carl Pavano. Had a big first series, 5 for 9, 2 homers and 4 ribbies.
That kind of tells you you're going to have a pretty good year. You hit the first pitch you see out of the ballpark.
0-2.
Good changeup in there for a strike.
And the pitch. Served into left field. Andrew Jones had him played beautifully. And Ivan Nova retires the Orioles in order. 1-2-3. We played one at Camden Yards. It's 1-0 Yankees.
I've been manufacturing concrete paving stones for almost 30 years. Many homeowners continue to choose Cambridge with Armortech because of our experience and unique technology. And no other manufacturer has Armortech. That's what sets us apart. After all, you're making an investment. And don't be fooled by Armortech imitators or products that endorse having the color go through. Cambridge with Armortech. The proof is in the paver.
Cambridge paving stones with Armortech will always look like new.
When I was a young pup, I learned how to sniff out the pick of the pre-owned Lexus litter and how to be a woman or man's best friend when it came to finding the lowest prices. Now that I'm older, I look back on my pedigree and feel pride in the thousands of people who've lapped up the savings I've pointed them to. Like a dog with a bone, I won't stop until you find the model, year, and color you'll love or exchange it within 48 hours with our worry-free exchange policy. Don't get me wrong, working like a dog to hunt down the perfect pre-owned Lexus for you wasn't all hard work.
If you think you have to put off getting a new car, think twice, as in Bay Ridge Nissan.
And Nissan of Manhattan.
The combined strength of two of New York's biggest Nissan dealers can offer you easy, low-cost financing.
With twice the selection, twice the credit available. That means our prices just can't be beat, and we can prove it.
Just bring in any ad. 2 times the service.
2 times the savings.
So come in and see how the power of 2
makes beating any price
twice as nice.
Yankees Baseball on Yes is brought to you in part by the Really Big Sales Event. Real deals, big inventory now at your Honda dealer. By Blimpie, America's Sub Shop. By J&R Music and Computer World. And by the professionals at your Tri-State GMC dealer. Why just go go pro. The Inner Harbor here in Baltimore, one of the great attractions in the downtown area. Andrew Jones leads off against Brian Mattis. Now, Kenny gave you the stat that last year Mattis's ERA was 10.69, and that's the highest ERA in the history of the major leagues for any starter with 10 or more starts. And it makes sense that you wouldn't really get 10 starts if you're that bad. But this guy's a former #1 draft pick, 4th pick in the draft in 2005. I'm sorry. That one is driven deep to left field. Reimold comes in a bit for the first out. But a lot of Oriole fans are heartened by the fact that the record that Mattis broke was previously held by a gentleman by the name of Roy Halladay.
Wow.
He had a 10.64 ERA in 13 starts back in 2000, and now he's become one of the best pitchers in baseball.
Was that just before the Blue Jays sent Halladay all the way to A-ball?
Right. Russell Martin fouls it away.
Well, I think the Oriole fans remember the Mattis of 2010. Remember I said he led all American League rookies in strikeouts. He also won 8 out of his last 9 decisions that year. But the next year he did not come to spring training in any particularly good shape, and it showed. He was injured right away and then struggled for the remainder of the year. As Michael said, the numbers don't lie.
Grounded up the middle, and Dino is there for the second out.
Mattis must be a little sneaky fast tonight because he got in on the hands of Andrew Jones just enough to keep the ball in the ballpark. And then he also got in on the hands of Russell Martin on that ground ball to second. The pitch to Teixeira hit for the base hit was a fastball out over the plate. Yeah, he's getting in there. Maybe a little cut on that fastball. And just got in on the hands of Russell Martin.
Here's Eduardo Nunez. Count 1-0.
Joe Girardi is going to keep rotating the DHs. Nunez is going to get a lot of playing time this year.
Well, the Yankees didn't really use Nunez in the first month last year, and Girardi said, I definitely want to stay away from that. Nunez was in the second game of the season when they DH'd Derek Jeter. And he promptly made an error in the first inning, which allowed 2 unearned runs to score against Hiroki Kuroda. Led to 2 unearned runs. The 2-1. Popped up. And Dino will make the play. And the Yankees go down in order, 1-2-3. We go to the second. Adam Jones will lead off against Ivan Nova. Yankees lead 1-0.
When you have cable and can't find something good to watch, you get depressed. When you get depressed, you attend seminars. When you attend seminars, you feel like a winner. When you feel like a winner, you go to Vegas. When you go to Vegas, you lose everything. And when you lose everything, you sell your hair to a wig shop. Don't sell your hair to a wig shop. Get rid of cable and upgrade to DirecTV. Call 1-800-DirecTV.
You inhale, they inhale. Millions of children continue to be exposed to secondhand smoke. Secondhand smoke causes asthma, a disease that cannot be cured. Protect your loved ones.
What would happen if you were to take away 30 horsepower from the Ram 1500, remove 27 foot-pounds of torque, and subtract 40,000 miles off its powertrain limited warranty? you'd end up with a Ford F-150. Test our metal. Guts, glory, Ram.
After 500 Auto Show bonus cash, lease Ram 1500 Express Quad Cab for $299 a month for well-qualified lessees.
It's time now for the Toyota Text Poll. Tonight's question: which of the 2011 American League last place teams will show the most improvement in 2012? You can text your vote to 42951, and standard text messaging rates apply. Will it be the Orioles, the Twins, or Seattle?
What do you think, Michael? What do you think?
Are we talking about moving up in the standings or more wins?
It said improvement, didn't it?
I'd say the Twins, although they started off terrible.
I think the Mariners. They start off. How'd the Mariners get off in the first series?
The one in Japan, they split.
They're 3-1. They're leading the West. Break up the team.
There's a strike to Adam Jones. Good first series against the aforementioned Twins, the 0-1. Last year, the Orioles also started off 3-0, but they have not been 4-0 since back in 1997. It's been a long stretch of losing for this Oriole team.
Didn't they lead the division the whole year? That year?
I know the Yankees made it as a wild card.
So I think the Orioles did, and the Yankees knocked them out in the playoffs.
No, not 97.
No, you're right.
Lost to the Indians in the first
that's
round.
right. That's right.
Swing and a foul tip held on to by Martin. One away.
Nice off-speed pitch, breaking ball down and away. Watch this, almost right to the glove. Man, see you later. Adam Jones, his home run that he hit against the Twins in the opening series was to right center field. But he couldn't go to the opposite field with that one. Nice break on the breaking ball.
That one is driven deep to right field. See ya, home run. Over the high scoreboard, Wieters ties the game.
Well, Michael, you and I were talking about Wieters before the ball game, and he made great strides last year, became a first-time All-Star, first-time Gold Glove winner. And the feeling is his former #1 draft pick is going to improve even more. That's his second home run of the year. Last year he hit 22 homers. And you can see he was ready to turn on that one. Got a 2-0 pitch. Nova doesn't give up many home runs when he's right. But that fastball is right there for the picking for Wieters. And he lines it into the flag court in right field.
Here's the 1-0 to Reynolds. High fly ball. Shallow right. Long run, and it is a fair ball. Swisher gets it and fires it in. It's a double, well placed by Mark Reynolds. Didn't hit the ball well, but boy, he put it in the right place.
Well, Reynolds is more. Here's Wieters' home run again. You can see the pitch just kind of slide back towards the middle of the plate. And barrel of bat's going to come around quickly and get to it for the solo home run to tie the game. Here's the hit by Reynolds. You get hits like this during your first at bat of the night, you say, oh, I'm going to have a good night. Ball fell right on the line down the right field line. He got jammed by a fastball and comes up with a double.
There's a strike to Betemit. Runner at second, 1 man out. Breaking ball strike.
When you look at the Yankees defensively in the outfield, Michael, you think Curtis Granderson's playing shallow?
He is very shallow.
Yes, he is.
In the dirt, swung on a miss. The throw to first, they get Bettamy. Heads up base running by Reynolds, because once the ball was dropped, they knew they had to fire to first to get the out, so Reynolds said, well, I'll just go to third.
Here's a swing and a miss on the pitch out of the strike zone by Bettamy. Now the race is on. Martin recovers. The throw is right on the money, a little bit high, but Teixeira handles it. As Michael said, Reynolds moves over to third base.
Pitch inside to Chris Davis.
Briefly last year, the Orioles were using Davis at third and Reynolds at first. Reynolds had struggled so much at third base defensively that they moved him to first base. And now they've put him back in their original positions.
Well, they're playing Davis to pull, that's for sure, as Jeter is on the second base side of the bag.
Remember Davis in his times with the Texas Rangers. He got traded here last July to Baltimore. Good low fastball hitter. A youngster growing up in Longview, Texas, his favorite player was Pudge Rodriguez. Those were the days of what Pudge and Rafael Palmeiro. Rangers could really hit back in those days.
The 3-2. Swung on and missed. Chris Davis down on strikes. 1 run on 2 hits, no errors, and 1 man left. Matt Wieters, picture perfect swing, and it ended up over the high wall and right to tie the game at 1.
Before their home opener on Friday, the Yanks have to take care of business in Baltimore. Wednesday, the Yankees aces back on the mound as the Bombers wrap up their season-opening road trip with a final game against Buck Showalter's Orioles. Coverage starts Wednesday at 6 without a batting practice today, only on Yes.
Take a knee, team. The Chevy Malibu has been a Consumer's Digest Best Buy for 4 years in a row. Standard with OnStar and turn-by-turn navigation, this car offers 33 miles per gallon on the highway. What's he doing?
Good question.
Idea.
Get up,
You said take a knee. That's what that means?
Well, technically.
Visit ChevyOffers.com. Right now, very well-qualified lessees can get a 2012 Chevy Malibu LS for around $179 a month. Fuel economy based on EPA estimates.
In 4 days,
there's been a massive takeover on MS1.
We can send in 1 man.
Snow.
God, I hate it.
critics are locked in for Laga. It's fast-paced, action-packed, and loads of fun. It's ridiculously entertaining.
Here's an apple and a gun. Don't talk to strangers. Shoot them.
The most entertaining action movie of the year.
Oh, I'm looking forward to it.
It's Die Hard meets Blade Runner.
Impact with the Eastern Seaboard in 3, 2, 1.
Lockout, rated PG-13, starts Friday.
The road is not exactly a place of intelligence. This is why we engineered a car that analyzes real-time information, reads your handwriting, and makes 2,000 decisions every second. The new Audi A6 is here. The road is now an intelligent place. Experience the new Audi A6 at your local dealer today.
Follow the New York Yankees with the MLB.com @BAT12 app for your iPhone, iPad, Android, and Windows Mobile. Get live audio, pitch tracking, video highlights, and more. All you have to do is text at BAT to 31826 or visit Yankees.com for details. We go to the third, and Derek Jeter will lead off. He singled and came around to score in the first inning. It's a 1-1 game. Jeter could not hold up. The first three starters for the Orioles in the Twin Series all went 7 innings or more. If Mattis could go 7 innings tonight, that would be the first time since 1974 that the Orioles' first 4 starters gave them 7 innings or more.
See, this is the number you got to watch, though. He's up to 43 pitches already and in the 3rd inning. I think back in 1974, they weren't concerned as much with pitch counts.
Count 1-2. In 74 was Jim Palmer, Dave McNally, Ross Grimsley, and Mike Cuellar.
3 left-handers in that group.
And the only right-hander is in the ballpark.
Yes, he is.
In the booth to our right. There's Jim. Buck Showalter looking over his shoulder.
Hall of Famer Jim Palmer.
Another base hit for Jeter.
See if the Yankees make some adjustments here. Second time that Mattis has tried to get in on the hands of Derek Jeter. Both times ended up in line drive base hits. Now he got away with it with some of the other Yankees, but now it's the second time through the order. He's hitting coach Kevin Long, of course, with the manager Joe Girardi. And you see him one time, you start to make your adjustments during the course of the game.
There's Nick Swisher. He fouled out to the first baseman Davis in the first inning.
He started Swisher out with the same pitch he started Jeter. A change up, down, and away.
Swing and a miss. 1-2.
Yeah, during the series in Tampa Bay, I heard Lou Piniella mention the fact that he went off catchers. He knew certain catchers had certain patterns that they fought. I agree with him wholeheartedly. Certain catchers would call certain pitches at certain times. And you not only have to know the pitchers, you have to know the catchers that are going against you that particular evening as well.
High fly ball. Center field. Jones puts it away for the first out.
If I'm Swisher, I'm going back to the bench thinking that's a just missed. Got decent wood on it, maybe just a hair late. Didn't quite drive it, got underneath it. Follow the swing. Yeah, he's not fooled. Just underneath it, didn't quite drive it.
That'll bring up Cano, who grounded to second in the first inning.
You're looking at Swisher shaking his head. He's had 7 straight years where he's hit 20 or more home runs, but one of those years he actually hit 35 for Oakland, and that's the year that he wasn't missing that type of pitch. It was going out of the ballpark. That was in 2006 with the A's.
Pitch is high. Since 07, 212 doubles by both Cano and Markakis.
Each of those two gentlemen at the top of that list have had at least 30 doubles in each of the last 5 years.
Strike on the outside corner. Home plate umpire is Paul Schreiber.
Jeter might be on the move here, Michael, to try and stay out of the double play.
Swing and a miss. Rest of the umpiring crew has Tim Welke at first, Laz Diaz at second, and Mike Everett is over at third. Runner goes, foul back.
Surprised you don't have your jacket on. It's getting a little chilly here, Michael.
Between innings, I'm going right for it, Kenny.
Okay.
You read my mind. Runner goes, base hit to left field. Jeter will stay at second. Reimold throws in behind him.
Second time through the order. Had 2 solid hits and a near miss. That's not a miss. Solid line drive. You can see Hardy with the runner on the move. He was in charge of covering second base. It opened up the hole just enough. You know, you were talking about how hot it gets here in Baltimore. I agree with you. It gets pretty hot. But we're coming here in April and May. We're skipping a few months. I also noticed on the schedule, we're going to Texas later this month.
Do you know how many suits I'm saving for pitting through?
Usually we show up there in July or August and it's 250 degrees.
You going to Texas with me, Kenny?
Oh, yeah, Michael. I wouldn't miss the trip.
I was watching some of that Sunday night game. They can hit. They got a good team all around.
Darn right they do.
2 trips to the World Series.
You think they're going to miss C.J. Wilson now? I do.
Well, they won't if Yu Darvish is outstanding.
Yeah.
They might miss the fact that C.J. Wilson's with their competitor. That might hurt.
I think Wilson won today. Wilson won today, and Darvish debuts tonight. So you think that could be a push?
We'll see. I think for $100 million, they don't want it to be a push.
Always comes down to the cash, doesn't it?
Yeah. Yankees' next 6 series, some good teams in there. You get the Orioles now, then the Angels. The Twins are not as good as they used to be. Then the Red Sox, the Rangers, the Tigers. A bit of a litmus test the first month. 3-1. Now 3-2.
Should be interesting to see if Joe Girardi has the runners on the move on this particular 3-2 pitch with 1 out. And one reason I didn't think they would be going, I didn't get it out of my mouth from Madison's, because even if A-Rod hits a ground ball and runners do move up, it gives him a chance to pitch around Teixeira and go at Granderson with the bases loaded. At least be careful with Teixeira. And if they walk him, okay.
Runners go. Swung on and missed. Throw to third. They should have listened to Kenny. Strike him out, throw him out, double play. For the Yankees, no runs, 2 hits. 1 man left. We go to the bottom of the third, 1-1.
Today, I consider myself the luckiest man on the face of the earth.
3,000! History with an exclamation point!
Fans, come on to Yankee Stadium for the first weekend of the season, Saturday, April 14th and Sunday, April 15th, for Calendar Weekend when the Yankees play the Angels. All guests in attendance at either game will receive a 2012 Yankees calendar, courtesy of Subway. The 2012 New York Yankees. Heroes remembered, legends born.
On Friday, one comedy is a no-brainer.
Here you go. Catch.
The Three Stooges.
Rated PG. Every carton of delicious Turkey Hill Bronx Bomber Sundae and Pinstripe Brownie Blast is a chance to win Yankees tickets.
Brain freeze. Bring in the closer.
So get into the game with Turkey Hill, official ice cream of the New York Yankees.
Now, for the first time, the Stanley Cup playoffs in their entirety on the networks of NBC Universal. Every game, every night. You won't catch your breath until a champion is crowned. Because it's the Cup. The 2012 Stanley Cup playoffs on the networks of NBC Universal.
Well, let's check out the Home Depot hitter scouting report. And remember the seminar we had in the spring? And our boss, John J. Filippelli, spoke to the group, and he said, you know, think out of the box every once in a while. We have never had a Home Depot or a scouting report on a hitter that's batting ninth. But we're doing it.
Wow.
We're going to do a ninth-place hitter, and it's Robert Andino. And when you think of Robert Andino, Red Sox fans think, remember the curse of the Bambino? That's over with now. It's the curse of the Andino. Because Andino last year had a 3-run double at Fenway Park on September the 20th that beat the Red Sox. He also had an inside-the-park home run here at Camden Yards, first ever for a Baltimore Oriole. And, of course, at Camden Yards, I should say. And, of course, he had the hit against Jonathan Papelbon that knocked in the winning run on the final day of the season. So now it's the curse of the Andino. And increased playing time with the absence of Brian Roberts. Andino's got a chance to play a lot more. And the buck stops here because Buck Showalter has decided that Andino is his man at second base.
Granderson tries to make the diving stab, cannot do it. Andino rounds second, and he will stay right there with a leadoff double.
That's another reason why Buck Showalter's had Andino playing, because he's been hitting the ball. Increased playing time, maybe feeling a little bit more comfortable at the plate. Granderson with a great effort in left center field, has the ball actually tip off of his glove, but it's up to Andrew Jones to run it down, back him up, and hold this to a double. You can see just off the edge of the glove as he leaves his feet on the Coors Light freeze can.
Here's Reimold, and there's the strike. Lincoln scoreboard, it's 1-1. Grounded, knocked down by Nunez, throws to first, not in time. Andino stays put at second.
This is going to go as an infield hit. Wow, maybe not. Falls about belt high. He knocks it down, but Reimold can run. Close play at first base. Yeah, I think you got to make that play. If I look at it as I look at it again, I think that's an error. But Reimold, as I said, can get down the line. And he did beat that play. Have they scored it yet?
There's no error up on the board, so it is a hit.
It's a
home cooking. Here's J.J. Hardy. Pitch outside. Hardy grounded to short the first time up. Well, Nova's throwing hard tonight. 94, 95, 96.
Certainly harder than he threw in spring training. Amped up, of course, his first start of the season. Right now trying to pitch out of a jam here in the third inning.
Fouled away. Pitch count wise, he's in a good spot.
One thing with Hardy, you got to keep the ball down. He's a good high fastball hitter. In fact, he had 30 home runs last year, led all of American League shortstops in homers. And he missed a whole month of the season with an injury.
The 1-2 could not hold up, and he strikes out. First out of the inning.
Nova's shown a good breaking ball tonight, particularly to the right-handed hitters down and away. And he gets Hardy to commit here. He actually went around too far. Good stop by Russell Martin.
Here's Markakis. Flied out to left field in the first inning. First and second, now one out. We're in the bottom of the third, 1-1 game. 95, strike.
You know, it's interesting to watch the defensive posture when hitters come to the plate, and you can see that the Yankees in the outfield expect Markakis to hit the ball the other way. You see Granderson a few steps towards left, and you can see Andrew Jones in left field, more like if he was a right-handed hitter. First time up, they had him played perfectly as he lined out the left. And if you're a hitter, you come to the plate and you look at the defense, and that kind of tells you what they probably might want to do to you. They might want to keep the ball away from him. He's had good numbers against Nova.
The 0-2. Nice block there by Martin.
You know, Michael, was this the year where you said we're going to keep track of the blocks by catchers to prevent runners from moving up a base?
Yeah, but we didn't do it in Tampa, so it's over.
Oh, okay. Well, that's one tonight. Russell Martin, very adept blocking balls in the dirt.
Ground ball up the middle. Let's see if they turn two. There's one, and there's two. So first and second, nobody out. And the Orioles do not score. They strand one. We go to the fourth. It's 1-1.
Whoa, what is that? It burns. It's singeing me.
It's the sun.
Get out of the office more often with Chili's $6 lunch break combos featuring our classic turkey sandwich, Chili's lunch break combos.
For a week or a weekend, make this your best trip ever. See all the fun at visitwilliamsburg.com.
Hi, I'm Cindy with Lee's Toyota, family owned and operated for over 50 years, where more than 200,000 satisfied customers can't be wrong. Lee's is known as the hallmark of honesty, integrity, quality, and service in the automotive trade. We have a huge inventory of new Toyotas with 0% financing available. There's no waiting. Walk in, drive it home, you own it. Also, we welcome lease returns of any make or model and offer top dollar for your trade. See what a great deal really is at Lee's Toyota.
In baseball, it doesn't matter how far away you live, because the game's biggest stars follow you. With MLB Extra Innings on DirecTV, it's your own season ticket to every team, every player, and the most baseball in HD. Order MLB Extra Innings on DirecTV and bring your favorite team home today.
For a week or a weekend, make this your best trip ever. See all the fun at visitwilliamsburg.com.
It's time for the New York State Smokers Quit Line Quiz. Chris Carpenter became the 5th pitcher since 1990 to win Game 7 of the World Series. Can you name the other 4? I can name 2.
I think I got 1.
Here's Mark Teixeira. There's a strike. Grounded, grabbed there by Reynolds. Took a base hit away from Teixeira, 1 away.
Nice play by Mark Reynolds, who lost about 15, maybe 20 pounds over the winter, trying to give himself a little bit more mobility at third. He shows it off here, bounces to his feet, makes the accurate throw to Chris Davis for the out. Now, last year, Reynolds led the league in errors with 31, 26 of them as a third baseman. So there weren't many comparisons to Brooks Robinson for him.
Granderson shows bunt, pulls back, 1-0. There's a strike from Mattis. Mattis has made 10 starts since June 10th of last year. And in those starts, he's 0-9, 13.03 ERA. And if the Orioles are going to turn the corner, and they've had such a long period of ineptitude, they've got to develop their young pitchers. You can get position players, but young pitching, or just pitching in general that's effective, costs so much on the free agent market. You've got to develop your own.
Sort of like the Tampa Bay Ray model.
Yep.
The young man on the left there is Jake Arrieta. He was the opening day starter. 7 shutout innings against Minnesota. And to me, he has a chance to be the ace of the staff. The Yankees will see him in the final game of this 3-game series. He'll be matched up against CeCe.
And Granderson works a walk with 1 out. Mattis was the 4th pick in the 2008 draft. And right now, the big star of that draft, well, I guess you could say 2. Eric Hosmer, everybody says is going to be a superstar. Buster Posey's already won a World Series with the Giants.
I think Hosmer's got 2 home runs already this year.
Alvarez has been a disappointment with the Pirates for sure.
He had a home run yesterday, though.
Here's Andrew Jones. 1-0.
I don't know if you were listening during spring training. We were kind of picking our surprise teams that might make a real progress here. And my pick in the American League was the Kansas City Royals.
Now, did you make that pick, Kenny, before Soria got hurt and before the catcher got hurt?
It was after Soria got hurt and after the young catcher got hurt.
Right.
But, you know, they certainly could use those two guys.
Many people think they could actually finish second in the Central. It's hard to see the Tigers not winning that division.
Oh, my goodness. Although Doug Fister going down is not going to help them.
No.
You don't know how long he's going to be out.
(3-0) to Andrew Jones.
Andrew looking down at Robbie Thompson. 2 ways to go here. Gets a pitch he likes, you get 2 runs, or you have him take a pitch. Figuring he'll get another strike to hit one he'll like again, so he was taken. So he doesn't get too anxious and chase a 3-0 pitch out of the strike zone, and you lose a chance at a walk and Granderson being at second. Let's see what happens here.
He walks him.
Might be about time for a visit from the pitching coach. 2 walks in a row. Rick Adair's the pitching coach, but no movement as of yet. Remember, Teixeira hit the ball hard leading off the inning, followed by 2 walks. And sometimes when a pitcher has walked a couple of guys in a row just to regain the strike zone, he throws one right down the middle. And this is where you really got to be ready when you're a hitter. Always used to love to have that guy walk in front of me.
Pitch to Martin. Looped into left field. It is a base hit. Granderson rounds third. He will score. Reimold has the ball get away from him as Jones moves to third. It's an RBI single for Martin, and the Yankees retake the lead 2-1.
Well, Russell Martin was ready. We check the pitch. Let's see where it is. The target is kind of in, but the pitch is belt high, almost down the middle. And Russell Martin is ready. It drills it. Didn't get all of it, but got enough to get it to the outfield. Reimold bobbles, and that cost him 90 feet as Andrew Jones moves over to third base.
They give Reimold an error.
They should have, because Andrew Jones would have stopped at second.
So 2-1 Yankees. Here's Eduardo Nunez. High fly ball. Markakis has a good arm. He makes the catch. Tagging is Jones, and the throw is cut off by Davis. A sac fly for Nunez, and RBI, and the Yankees lead 3-1.
Nunez gets the job done. Fly ball just deep enough to the outfield, and Markakis could, although as Michael said, has a good arm, had 14 assists last year and won a Gold Glove, but it's not that good. So that error by Reimold, having Andrew Jones move up 90 feet, comes back to haunt the Orioles.
Here's Jeter. He's 2 for 2. Pitch outside. 81 pitches for Mattis, only in the 4th inning. That's what got to Phil Hughes yesterday. Decent stuff. Performed okay, but 4 2/3 was all he had in him. Jeter, with his 2 hits tonight, has 312 hits. And since the Orioles went from the St. Louis Browns to the Baltimore Orioles in 1954, Yastrzemski has the most, 363, then Al Kaline at 326. Jeter creeping up on those 2 Hall of Famers. Rick Adair comes out and talks with Mattis.
I had a feeling that a visit was in the offing fairly soon, and Adair comes out to talk to Mattis, trying to. It's almost like the version of the standing 8 count. You know, give him a little breather with 2 outs, catch his breath here, try and bear down and get the final out of the inning.
Threw a breaking ball, missed inside, the count 3-0. 19 batters he's faced so far, and 8 of them he's gone to a 3-ball count on. Taking all the way, 3-1.
It's interesting because in spring training he only had 3 walks.
Darren O'Day getting ready in the Oriole bullpen. The 3-1. Good pitch on the outside corner, 3-2. Breakdown on the pitches. 30 in the first inning really set him back. The 1-2-3 second inning, only 11 pitches. Driven out to deep right field. Going back Markakis, and he's going to have to play that one up against the wall. Rounding third and heading home is Martin. He will score. It's Jeter's 3rd hit, an RBI double, and the Yankees lead 4-1.
Well, Russell Martin at first, and a full count off it on the move on the pitch, and this ball's going to disappear into the corner. Bounces high up off the wall. Markakis recovers bare hands, but no chance to get Russell Martin. Jeter had rounded second a little too far, not sure where the ball is, and now he's going to have to scramble to get back to second base. He does, and the Yankees have a 3-run lead.
Jeter in scoring position for Nick Swisher. So the 2 walks really come back to haunt Mattis. And he deals a strike to Nick Swisher. Swisher is 0 for 2. Fouled out to first and a fly ball to center. And the pitch is high, so he walks Swisher. It's his 3rd walk of the inning.
Decision for Buck Showalter. Cano had a hit his last time up. You get the feeling that this might be Mattis' last man one way or the other. If he doesn't get Cano, he's out of the game for sure. He doesn't want him to face A-Rod. Also, if he gets him out and gets out of the inning, that might be it anyway.
From Mattis, he's probably wondering, am I ever going to get a win again? It's been a long time, a lot of bad games for him. Dials it up, throws one by Cano, 0-1.
Remember, Mattis only walked 3 men all spring. He's walked 4 tonight.
Foul straight back in the count, 0-2. Showalter could also be leaving him out there. Find something out about him. Trailing 4-1. He's going to need Mattis this year. They need these young pitchers to develop. This is a first-round draft pick. And he impressed in spring training after a horrendous season last year. Big spot here to keep this game in check. 1-2.
Thing about Cano, he's such a good hitter that left-handers don't buy. Hit over 300 against lefties last year. Also, well over 300 runs in scoring position. Just a solid hitter.
This chiropractic telecast is presented by authority of the New York Yankees and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the New York Yankees. Two and two.
If you're Mattis, you want this to be the pitch of decision to Cano. You don't want to go to 3-2 and have the runners on the move.
Line drive. Oh, what a play by Hardy. Cano can't hit it harder than that. And J.J. Hardy, quick to the glove side, spears it before it goes into center field. But the Yankees take the lead. They score 3 runs on 2 hits, 3 walks, 1 error, and 2 men left. Yankees 4, Orioles 1.
Popped up towards the stands.
Hey, Joe, can you talk?
Sure.
Your hair, amazing.
Thanks to Head & Shoulders for Men. 4 shampoos that give men game-winning scalp protection, great-looking hair, and confidence.
Head & Shoulders for Men.
A car is either luxury or it isn't. If you want a luxury car with a standard power moonroof, your options are going to be limited. If you want standard leather-trimmed seats, you're going to have even fewer. And if you want standard keyless access, then your choice is obvious. The Lexus ES. It's complete luxury in a class full of compromises. See your Lexus dealer.
Hi.
Very high.
Hi.
Very high.
Learning you have very high triglycerides, too much fat in the blood, isn't pleasant. Hi.
Very high.
So think lower. Think Loveza. Loveza, along with diet, lowers very high triglycerides in adults, but has not been shown to prevent heart attacks or strokes. Loveza is a prescription medication that starts in the sea. It's made with a natural ingredient, omega-3 fish oil, that's then purified and concentrated. And Loveza is FDA approved. Loveza isn't right for everyone. Tell your doctor if you're allergic to fish, have other medical conditions, and about any medications you're taking, especially those that may increase risk of bleeding. Blood tests are needed before and during treatment. In some, LDL or bad cholesterol may increase. Possible side effects include burping, upset stomach, and change in sense of taste.
Hello? Lower. Your triglycerides are going down.
Think you have very high triglycerides? Ask your doctor about Loveza.
Time to find out the answer to the New York State Smokers Quit Line quiz. Chris Carpenter became the 5th pitcher since 1990 to win Game 7 of the World Series. Can you name the other 4? Jack Morris is 1. I believe Randy Johnson's the other.
Who won in with the Marlins and the Indians? Who was the winning pitcher in relief?
Al Leiter actually started that game.
Yeah, he did.
John Lackey with the Angels in 2. Johnson, Jay Powell, and Jack Morris. Wouldn't have got Jay Powell. Wouldn't have gotten Jay Powell.
I think Jose Mesa was the loser in that game.
Yes, he was.
Yep.
Used to always make me laugh too when they would say, you know, Mike Hargrove could manage a team to win a World Series. Well, what he could manage a team to the 9th inning and get his closure in with a lead, but it was him. Got a good bit of Martin. Count 1 and 2.
And Michael, weren't we talking about that it was a catcher from Harvard who developed the catcher's mask? And prior to that, when they had a team picture, you could always pick the catcher out.
Those guys in Harvard are smart.
No.
Ground ball to third, backhanded by Nunez. The long throw. One away. Cablevision customers, you won't have to miss a game again now that you can watch live Yes Network Yankees games on your PCs or laptops with Optimum Online. Get a full season of live Yankees games on the go for just $49.99. If you're an Optimum Online customer who watches Yes on IOTV, go to YesNetwork.com to get more information and subscribe now. Bundled up Yankee fan. Fred Thayer invented the catcher's mask in 1886. Oh, 1876. Because it took a Harvard man to say, wait, these foul balls don't feel good against my face. Let's invent something that stops that.
Now, wasn't it Jacques Plant in hockey came up with the first face mask?
Now, the first shin guard was Roger Bresnahan, I believe.
With the Cubs.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's lofted into left center field. It's a base hit. It's going to split the outfielders and go to the wall as Wieters picks up a double.
Up until tonight, Wieters' only hit had been a home run against Minnesota. He hasn't had a single all season long. 2 home runs and now a double. And that's a curveball that kind of hangs right there for him. And this guy's going to... You might be looking at the all-star catcher for years to come. Lines went into gap. And he's on at second base. First double of the year.
Here's Mark Reynolds, a bloop double down the right field line in the second inning. Foul back. Bad combination for Reynolds last year. The 31 errors, and seemed like all he did was strike out.
Well, he did get under the 200 mark in strikeout. Not errors, strikeout.
Right in on the hands.
But he did set a club record in striking out with 196. He broke it by a lot, too. Mickey Tettleton was the previous holder.
223 at 09, 211 and 10. Drew Stubbs 205 and Mark Reynolds 204. I don't want to be on that list. The 0-2 swung on and missed as Martin tags out Reynolds. We talked about Yu Darvish earlier, making his first start, and through a third of an inning he's given up 4 runs. And they're facing the Mariners in that game, and the starter for the Mariners is a young man by the name of Hector Noesi, former Yankee. Here's Wilson Betemit, another former Yankee. One and 0.
So Noesi made the rotation out there, huh? Good for him.
I had heard from some scouts that he was throwing from 96 to 98. Line drive. Oh, what a play by Nunez. Taking a base hit and an RBI away from Betemit. Nunez, quick reaction to the glove side. Leaves his feet, and he comes down with a baseball. We go to the 5th. Yankees lead this one 4-1.
On Friday, one comedy is a no-brainer. The Three Stooges is fun for the whole family. The Three Stooges.
Rated PG. so you can bring your parents.
Rated PG.
Top quality lobster is all we catch.
Get it now at Red Lobster's Lobster Fest. 12 tempting choices like Lobster Lover's Dream or Maine Lobster and Shrimp, but only for a short time. Now at Red Lobster.
I'm Laura McLennan, and I see food differently.
Toyota vehicles just get better and better. But don't take our word for it. 10 Toyota vehicles were named an IIHS Top Safety Pick. And believe me, that's no small feat. In fact, that's more top safety picks than any other brand. Is there really anything else to say? Okay, one more thing.
Lease Highlander for $259 a month, or lease Sienna for $279 a month, or get 0% APR on Highlander or Sienna. Now that's a lot for less. Toyota.
When you have cable and your picture freezes, you get irritable. When you get irritable, your work suffers. When your work suffers, the wrong man is convicted. When the wrong man is convicted, he has time to think. When he has time to think, he thinks about you a lot. And when he thinks about you a lot, your house explodes. Don't have your house explode. Get rid of cable and upgrade to DirecTV. Call 1-800-DirecTV. Hi, everyone. Bob Lorenz with your Audi update. You heard Michael Kay mention Yu Darvish in his major league debut for the Rangers. And in the first inning, the Mariners get to him. That's Kyle Seager with a base hit in a bases-loaded jam. Sean Figgins and Ichiro are in. Darvish gave up 4 runs in the first, took 42 innings to get through that. Their pitches to get through that half inning. It's Seattle 4-zip, guys.
Thanks, Bob. So an inauspicious beginning for Yu Darvish, but a great ending to that inning for Eduardo Nunez. You put a star on the scoreboard next to that.
Yeah, off the bat of Wilson Bettamy. Watch how quickly this becomes Nunez business.
He was in the air when he made that catch.
Saves the Yankees a run there as he makes a tremendous leaping catch.
Well, you're not the only ones who get to see it. Cano and Nunez came over to watch the replay during the break in our cameraman's viewfinder, and they like what they saw.
Giving him a different angle.
Alex Rodriguez, who's DHing tonight with Nunez playing third, takes a pitch outside from the new pitcher for the Orioles, Darren O'Day.
See the type of delivery that O'Day has, that he can be pretty tough on right-handed hitters.
He was with the Rangers last year. Those are his numbers.
Orioles claimed him on waivers from Texas.
Ground ball to second, and Dino is right there. One away.
Now Baltimore goes into the shift mode against Teixeira. You can see right at the top of the infield there, that's the shortstop, J.J. Hardy. You got Andino back on the grass in short right field. Outfield about straight away. Teixeira almost hit a home run in Tampa Bay. Kind of got some overspin on a line drive to right, hit it off the wall, but he didn't hit a home run in spring training. Well, he's about due. Should get a pretty good pitch right here.
Foul back.
Then he had a good swing. Three-one pitch. This is how you want to swing at a 3-1 pitch. Tried to unload the wagon with one swing of the bat. Pretty good numbers there. 25 or more home runs in a season to begin your career. Eddie Matthews, Hall of Famer. Albert Pujols. Strawberry and Teixeira.
Grounded. Grabbed there by the first baseman Davis, and he beats Teixeira to the bag.
The motion of Darren O'Day. Teixeira's hoping for it to hit the bag. It just misses. And Davis is able to make the play. Orioles remain in the shift with Granderson at the plate.
High fly ball, left field. The catch is made by Reimold, and that will do it as the Yankees go down in order 1, 2, 3. We played 4.5. We are halfway through. O'Day gets the Yankees in order, but they lead 4-1.
The Cadillac CTS Sports Sedan was designed with near-perfect weight balance from front to back. And back to front. For exceptional control from left to right and right to left. We don't just make luxury cars. We make Cadillacs.
Now lease a 2012 CTS Sports Sedan for $328 a month. Visit CadillacTristate.com for this attractive offer.
See ya! Alex Rodriguez, the youngest man ever to get to 600 home runs.
Fans, come out to Yankee Stadium on Monday, April 16th, when the Yankees take on the Minnesota Twins. All guests in attendance will receive a pitch for $1 million game card, courtesy of the Daily News. The 2012 New York Yankees. Heroes remembered, legends born.
This is nice. Talk to me about the Civic.
That's a 2012 IIHS top safety pick.
What else?
It's the best-selling small car in America.
Those are big wins. Have you ever won anything?
4th grade spelling bee.
Impressive.
IMPRESSIVE.
I see what you did there. Now tell me about the deal.
Right now we've got great leases and financing.
I'll take it. Wrap this puppy up.
WR.
That's enough of that.
Okay.
Get a great deal on a Civic during the Really Big Sales event. Real deals, big inventory. Now at your Honda dealer.
Rotation questions, lineup changes, injury updates. Joe knows.
Absolutely.
And you will too when you watch WB Mason presents the Joe Girardi Show. It's a review. It's a preview. It's your complete view of the only team that matters. Season premiere tonight after the Yankees postgame. Only on Yes.
Let's take a look at tomorrow's starters. Brought to you by Fios. Freddie Garcia goes for the Yankees. Wai-Yin Chen goes for the Orioles. 8-10, 2.68 last year in Japan. Garcia 12-8, 3.62. Coverage at 6:30 on Yes. And the game is on My 9 at 7. And the starting pitch is brought to you by Verizon Fios. Welcome to America's fastest, most consistent, most reliable internet. Welcome to life on Fios. There's Freddie. There's Chen. Grounded and through the shift. So the Yankees had 3 infielders on the right side, but Davis found the hole for a leadoff single here in the 5th.
Even though this is going to scoot through for a base hit, you can see Jeter going to his left, and he can't quite get there. One thing I've liked about Nova's pitching tonight, Michael, as I'm looking here, there's only one fly ball put out. And that was by Markakis, lined out to Andrew Jones in the 1st inning. Just about everything else has been a ground ball. Or ground balls or strikeouts. That's what they've been.
Andino takes strikeout side. Speaking of pitching, Kenny, Andy Pettit pitched today in Clearwater, this evening in Clearwater. He went 3 innings, gave up 2 hits, both of them doubles, 1 earned run, 2 strikeouts. He threw a wild pitch. He threw 32 pitches, 26 strikes, and they expect him to pitch again on Sunday.
Best thing about that, 26 strikes and 32 pitches. That is peppering the strike zone.
There's a strike.
Well, we talked about how Nova kind of struggled in his last spring training start against the Mets at Port St. Lucie. Tonight he's been much, much better. Throwing strikes. He has not walked the batter. And getting a lot of ground balls.
Swing and a miss. Andino down on strikes. Don't miss a great opening weekend tradition at Yankee Stadium on Saturday, April 14th, and Sunday, the 15th. The Yankees take on the Angels, and it's calendar weekend. All guests in attendance at either game receive a 2012 Yankees calendar courtesy of Subway. For tickets, log on to Yankees.com, visit the Yankee Stadium ticket window, Yankees clubhouse shops, or call Ticketmaster at 877-469-9849. Ground ball is short. There's one on to first. Double play. 6-4-3 double play started by Derek Jeter. The double up Nolan Reimold. No runs a hit, no errors, and nobody left on base. Andrew Jones will lead off the 6th inning. Yankees lead 4-1.
On Friday, one comedy is a no-brainer. The Three Stooges is fun for the whole family. The Three Stooges.
Rated PG. So you can bring your parents.
Rated PG.
When I was a young pup, I learned how to sniff out the pick of the pre-owned Lexus litter and how to be a woman or man's best friend when it came to finding the lowest prices. Now that I'm older, I look back on my pedigree and feel pride in the thousands of people who've lapped up the savings I've pointed them to. Like a dog with a bone, I won't stop until you find the model, year, and color you'll love or exchange it within 48 hours with our worry-free exchange policy. Don't get me wrong, working like a dog to hunt down the perfect pre-owned Lexus for you wasn't all hard work.
Now there's no excuse for junk driving. Not when there's usedtoyota.tv, where you can get a safe, reliable used vehicle that's not a crime to drive. Get 0% APR that can save you as much as $4,500 off the standard finance rate, and trade in that piece of junk for $3,000, no matter the condition or year. And at usedtoyota.tv, you get a 3-day exchange policy, so you're never buying blind. So don't get caught junk driving. Get out of the car, put your hands on the keyboard, and go to usedtoyota.tv. Don't drive junk.
Creating a business website is easy. Whether you're a lawyer, a photographer, or a beauty salon, choose from over 200 types of business. Select your company name, color scheme, and design. Done. Customers will find you everywhere. Changes? Anytime. Revise content, layout, and upload your own pictures. One-in-One My Website. Try it now for free. onein1.com.
All right, let's look at the Toyota text poll. The question was, which of the 2011 American League last place teams will show the most improvement in 2012? You've been texting us at 42951, and here is how you voted. It's close. Wow. 37% think Baltimore will show the greatest improvement, then 33% Minnesota, and 30% Seattle. Andrew Jones rockets one to left field. There it goes. See ya. Out in an eye blink. Yankees lead 5-1.
Good thing you got through that text poll quickly, Michael. First pitch of the top of the sixth, Andrew Jones. And as Michael called it, it's a laser into the seats and left. Boom. First of the year and the 421st of his career. Just think, when the Braves signed Andrew Jones, he was 16 years old out of Curacao.
Buck didn't like it. Pitch inside from O'Day.
And by the time he was 19, he was hitting 2 home runs in his first 2 times up in the World Series.
There's a strike to Russell Martin. 5-1 Yankees are in the top of the 6th inning, as the Yankees are looking to pick up their first victory of the year after 3 defeats against the Rays. Count 3-1. And Russell Martin walks.
Third baseman, number 26, Eduardo Nunez.
Here's Eduardo Nunez. Sac fly in the 4th inning. Popped the second in the 2nd, but his big contribution was a great play in the field. Taking RBI single away from Wilson Betemit at 3rd base to end the 4th inning. Pitch inside. Alex Rodriguez, the DH today. Stretching in front of the concerned eye of the law.
Doesn't that look like a balletic type move on the bars that the ballet dancers have?
A little bit of that. Also, that police officer, I thought, looked just like Jeff Nelson.
You think so?
Jeff Nelson used to protect late inning leads. This guy is protecting Alex Rodriguez. Bunted, 3rd base side. Beautiful bunt, base hit.
I tell you, Nunez has skills, and he's showing off tonight. This is his first hit. He came up with a, in a clutch hitting situation, drove in a run with a sacrifice fly. Now he lays down a beautiful bunt. Once O'Day doesn't get it, all Reynolds can do is pick it up, hold on to it, doesn't even throw, looks to second, no play there. And now what this does, it sets Derek Jeter up for a bunt situation. Bunt for a base hit. It's kind of a lost art for a right-handed hitter.
Jeter shows bunt.
Well, Chris Davis, the first baseman, is not convinced that Jeter's bunting. If you're thinking bunt all the way as a first baseman, you're in front of the runner at first. So if Jeter wants to bunt it to the right side, he can get the runners across.
Bunted, 3rd base side. He does the job. The sacrifice successful. Runners move up. So Jeter 3 for 3 lays down a sac bunt.
Well, you've seen the Yankee offense kind of diversified. You saw a home run from Andrew Jones, big ball, and you've seen some little ball. A bunt single by Nunez, and now a sacrifice bunt by Derek Jeter.
Infield is in for Nick Swisher. Yankees trying to build on a 5-1 lead.
Not quite completely in on the right side. So when you're completely in, you're in on the grass. They're about halfway on the right side, in on the left.
This is the real test for the side-winding pitchers. How do they get out the opposite side hitter? Because you get a real good look. There's Troy Patton, the lone left-hander in the Orioles bullpen.
Patton's getting ready for Cano, who's on deck.
Orioles had problems with this type of pitcher last year in Clay Rapata, who the Yankees have. And left-handers he was tough against, but right-handers hit over 600 against him. And that's the negative to a sidewinder. The other side gets too long a look. And Nick Swisher walks to load the bases.
That is the 6th walk handed out by Oriole pitchers tonight.
Well, Buck Showalter has seen enough. He will call on Patton to try to get Cano with the bases loaded and 1 out.
I want to go home.
No, you must stay.
I can't stay here.
But we have a chariot for you.
I don't want a chariot.
It's big and powerful like you, yet nimble and compact like us. And it's luxurious.
Oh.
The entirely new Acura RDX. Intelligently built for the size of your life.
Pep Boys Spring Tire and Car Care event is going on now. Buy 2 installed tires, get an oil change free. Or buy 3 installed tires, get the 4th tire free. Top brands, all sizes. The lowest prices on tires anywhere, guaranteed. 6 months special financing available. Plus, get a Pep Boys full-service oil change for just $25. It's the Spring Tire and Car Care event this week at Pep Boys.
Pep Boys does everything for less.
At OD, we may be in shipping, but your business is our business. No matter what you ship, it's a promise to a customer, and we'll help you keep it with on-time and safety records that are among the industry's best. OD, helping the world keep promises.
Yankees opening week on Yes is brought to you by DirecTV. If you call yourself a sports fan, you gotta get DirecTV. Guys on the phone, but it was Buck Showalter who made the call to the bullpen, brought to you by AT&T. So Darren O'Day is out, and Troy Patton is in, and the left-hander will try to get Robinson Cano with the bases loaded.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, you go back to a game in Sarasota during springtime. It was Troy Patton who hit Robinson Cano with a pitch in the hand. The Yankees, as you might expect, were quite concerned. Cano turned out to be okay. But this is Cano's turn for some payback.
That could be it. Deep to right. Foul.
And you know what they say about payback. Missed this by just a couple of inches.
They don't say it on TV.
Well, you can hint at it. Hitters have long memories. I still remember guys who hit me.
Bases loaded with the Yankees. One out, one run in. Yankees lead 5-1. Count 2-1. Martin on third, Nunez at second, and Swisher's on first. Strike, 2-2. Can't watch. It's been about a decade of that.
He's seen enough of Cano. That's the thing.
Two. This could be two. There's one. On to first. He got a double play. But the Yankees get a run on the Andrew Jones home run. They lead 2. We go to the bottom of the 6th. Yankees up by 4.
Blimpie has been a part of America's tradition for over 40 years. Our subs are made with fresh baked breads, quality meats and cheeses sliced to order. Taste the difference freshness makes. Blimpie, America's sub shop.
I want to go home.
No, you must stay.
I can't stay here.
But we have a chariot for you.
I don't want a chariot.
It's big and powerful like you, yet nimble and compact like us. And it's luxurious.
Oh. The entirely new Acura RDX. Intelligently built for the size of your life.
When the world's most precious resource is threatened by evil, an elite team of athletes must unite and take action. They are the Nike Air Alliance. And this summer, Air is for all. Air up at Foot Locker and watch the film at footlocker.com.
Last time the Nets played the Sixers, D. Will hit a dagger in overtime.
Oh, he is smoking hot.
Tomorrow, it's the first of a home-and-home set for the Nets and Sixers. Can the Jersey superstar lead his team to victory again? Sixers, Nets. Complete coverage starts tomorrow at 7, only on Yes.
Well, it's time for pitch by pitch, brought to you by Mazda. We're going to look at Cano's last at bat. Patton's going to start him out with a breaking ball, fall behind immediately. Another one, and this is the one that Cano would want back, or at least keep it fair. 2 balls and a strike now. That is a nasty pitch. Knee high, evens the count. And this breaking ball was not a good pitch. Cano hit it fairly hard, but directly to Andino for the double play.
So Patton does what he has to do, and Brett Gardner comes in and takes over for Andrew Jones in left field. So Joe Girardi kept the righty in to face the righty, and it paid off, knowing that with a lead he was going to tighten up his defense and bring in Gardner. J.J. Hardy takes a strike. Nova 64 pitches and 45 strikes. 16-4 last year, giving the Yankees just what they needed, coming in riding a 3-game losing streak. High fly ball, right field, and right center. Swisher makes the play.
This is the 3rd time through the order for Ivan Nova, and it's only the 2nd, fly ball out to an outfielder.
Markakis 0 for 2. Fly ball to left and a double play ground ball. Strike. Grounded foul. In the Yankee bullpen, they are celebrating a birthday. David Robertson, 27 today. High pop-up. Teixeira for the second out.
You know, we mentioned they had made some changes here at Camden Yards. This is the 20th year of this ballpark, believe it or not. 20 years. It's gone by quickly. In right field, the scoreboard has been lowered, but they've also put a fence up here where the fans can actually look. And you remember there's a wall. There was a solid wall, but now there's like a fence where people can actually amble up to the fence and watch the ball game from just above the scoreboard. There's still the flag court out that way. They also have a party deck in left center field over the batter's eye. That is completely new. That's where a lot of our crew was before the game. That is new here at Camden Yards.
Grounded left side. Jeter fields, fires. And Teixeira could not come up with the scoop. Nice backup there by Martin. That'll be a base hit for Adam Jones. Camden Yards 20 years old this year. Some other stadiums celebrating milestone birthdays as well. Dodger Stadium 50.
50. Oh my goodness.
100 years Fenway Park. The Yankees will be there for the 100th anniversary. Pretty iconic ballparks.
20 years here at Camden Yards. Almost 56 million fans have come to see baseball. The best year was 1994 when they averaged 47,000 a game. Last year they averaged 21,000 a game.
Matt Wieters grounds one up the middle, base hit. He's 3 for 3. Adam Jones will go to third. So Wieters is a triple away from the cycle.
No shift employed. Best shot at that was second base umpire Laz Diaz, but you can see he got out of the way. Adam Jones moves over to third.
Mark Reynolds with runners on the corners and 2 outs.
Yeah, Michael, in the offseason here, much of the emphasis was on the 20th anniversary of Camden Yards, not so much the ball club. One thing, they're going to have ceremonies this year. They have 6 Hall of Famers whose numbers have been retired here, and in each month of the season they're going to honor one of them by putting a statue up beyond the bullpen wall. There's a courtyard out there in left field beyond the flags out there in left. And the first one is going to be April 28th, and that is going to be Frank Robinson. And in each month, the next month will be Brooks Robinson, then Earl Weaver, then Jim Palmer, then Eddie Murray, and in September, it'll be Cal Ripken. Each are getting a bronze statue out in left field, beyond, way beyond left field.
Orioles have a great history, and this ballpark really holds up so very well. It's immaculate, 20 years old. And it doesn't look much different than it did the year it opened. Some cosmetic changes that Kenny's just gone over, but just top of the line. The 1-2. And this is the ballpark that kind of led the charge of all the new ballparks. And for a while there was all the retro parks. And this is right behind us. They put up all of the media guides, did a nice display of that. That was a handsome young man, Ken Singleton, on that media guide.
Yeah, he was young in those days. Well, that was a year after they released me. No, actually 3 players left that've been around for a long time. Palmer, Bunbury, and myself.
Popped up. Right field. Swisher makes the play for the final out of the 6th. No runs, 2 hits, no errors. 2 men left on base. We played 6 at Camden Yards, 5-1 Yanks.
This one by Mattingly. Oh, hang on to the roof. Goodbye, home run.
Swung on and line to left field. Down the line, it is gone. It's a walk-off by Mark Teixeira.
Fans, every day is Earth Day, so come out to Yankee Stadium on Wednesday, April 18th for a special giveaway when the Yankees partner with Keep America Beautiful to celebrate Earth Day. The first 18,000 guests in attendance will receive a tomato seed packet, courtesy of Keep America Beautiful.
A car is either luxury or it isn't. If you want a luxury car with a standard power moonroof, your options are going to be limited. If you want standard leather-trimmed seats, you're going to have even fewer. And if you want standard keyless access, then your choice is obvious. The Lexus ES. It's complete luxury in a class full of compromises. See your Lexus dealer.
Mine was earned off Vietnam in 1968.
Over the South Pacific in 1943. I got mine in Iraq 2003.
USAA auto insurance is often handed down from generation to generation because it offers a superior level of protection and because USAA's commitment to serve the military, veterans, and their families is without equal. Begin your legacy. Get an auto insurance quote. USAA. We know what it means to serve.
The News Watch never stops.
The Cross Bronx is backed up all the way
to Toronto. You can see the dramatic video at 1010wins.com.
This is 1010 Win.
Bronx is backed up all the way to Toronto.
You can see the dramatic video at 1010wins.com.
This is 1010 Wins.
John Montone, 1010 Wins.
I'm Lee Harris.
I'm Judy DeAngelis.
All news, all the time.
Great win for the Yankees last night.
Exclusive AccuWeather forecast. President Obama heads to the Hill tonight.
You give us 22 minutes, we'll give you the world.
Later tonight, WB Mason presents the Joe Girardi Show, the premiere episode of the year. It's back for a new season every week. The skipper breaks down the state of the Yankees, plus a look at the upcoming series. And Joe answers your questions submitted via Twitter, Facebook, or on YesNetwork.com. The Joe Girardi Show premieres tonight after the postgame, only on Yes. Now we go to the 7th inning on the Cadillac scoreboard. Each team with 8 hits. Yankees have made more of their hits. They lead 5-1, and Alex Rodriguez will lead it off. Troy Patton, who came on to get Robinson Cano to wrap into a 4-6-3 double play, still on the mound against Alex. Kenny, my faith in humankind was restored today. It had started to wane just a bit, and it was restored today.
You got a story for us, don't you?
Bill Bolin, our producer, I went to lunch with him. He got out of the cab, and we were in the restaurant, and he noticed his phone was missing. So he panicked, which I would panic as well. Phones are pretty important.
Phil just said he did not panic.
I was there. He panicked.
Okay.
Rivulets of sweat coming down his forehead. It was not pretty.
All right.
So then I had the receipt from the cab. He called up the dispatcher. He said, I think I lost it in the cab. The dispatcher checked with the other drivers. They didn't have it. So Bill was pretty much resigned that he had lost his phone. But when he got to work here at Camden Yards, he called the number of his phone. And I'll give up that number in just a moment. And somebody picked up the phone.
Yeah.
A woman. And she said, I have your phone. And he said, would you bring it to Camden Yards? And she said, of course. So he met her. And she gave him the phone. She was in the area.
Oh, she didn't have to come far.
No.
It wasn't like she was in Philadelphia.
Well, what happened was when he got out of the cab,
yeah,
it had fallen out of the pocket and it was in the street, and she picked it up.
Okay.
And she was worked for the city,
Gotcha.
checking meters and everything. And she gave him the phone, and Bill said, "I'd like to give you $100 for your effort." And she said, "No, I don't want the money." And he goes, "Please, this is so nice of you to do." She goes, "I'll have a bigger reward from God in due time." Wow. As Alex Rodriguez grounds out. And then Bill, I thought, followed it up beautifully and said, "Well, why don't you take this money and give it to your church?" And she says, "No, I refuse."
Wow.
And then she said, "Now you're starting to bother me. Give me the phone back."
Give me the phone. How do I know this is your phone?
But wasn't that nice of this woman to do?
Very nice.
It restores your faith in humankind. It really does.
Wouldn't take the money, huh? So if you hadn't had the receipt, which we were told to keep,
ground ball is short to Sherazade.
you would have never been able to find that phone.
No, because the dispatcher didn't have it. It was a woman who worked in the city checking meters. She picked it up off the ground outside the cab.
Oh, I got you. Okay. So originally you called the cab company.
Right.
Because you had the receipt.
Right, they didn't have it.
Okay. What just happened?
Now that kid has Bill's phone. 2 outs here in the 7th, 5-1.
Did the share ground to short?
Yes, he did.
Okay. I didn't want to have to put a WW down here.
Phil Rizzuto, for our young fans, used to put WW on when he was asked what that meant. He said wasn't watching. Swing and a miss. Count 0-2. Granderson's 0 for 2 tonight with a walk and a run scored. Patton's looked pretty good since coming in. Brian Mattis started, did not pitch that well. High pitch count, then Darren O'Day, and now Troy Patton. Kevin Gregg, the closer for the Orioles, getting ready. That sounds like a devious laugh, Kenny. What's up?
I just thought of something. What if Bill's wife Krista had called him and a woman answers phone?
That one is drilled to right field. It's a base hit. Granderson will go to second and stop there with a double.
He'd had some splaining to do.
Yes, he would have.
Granderson's going to turn on this one. No splaining this. This is a solid double. Breaking ball hangs in the middle of the plate. Kind of a little slider. Granderson gets into it. Rips it into the corner. And Markakis gets it back in, but Granderson has himself a 2-out double.
Here's Brett Gardner, took over in left field for Andrew Jones. Andrew was 1 for 2 with a walk and 2 runs scored. Had a home run. Pitch outside. 5-1 Yankees lead. We're in the top of the 7th inning. Yankees looking for their first win of the year. Strike. Grounded up the middle. Does it get through? Yes. Base hit. Rounding third and heading home is Granderson. Here's the throw. Not in time. RBI single for Gardner, and the Yankees lead 6-1.
Well, the Orioles have a lot of faith in Pat to get left-handed hitters out, but he gets the 2 right-handed hitters out, then can't get the lefties. A double by Granderson, and now the single by Gardner. Back through the middle, and the Yankees are going to tack on another run here in the 7th inning. It's now 6-1. Throw is offline. Granderson scores standing up.
So Buck Showalter will take the ball from Troy Patton, and he is going to call on Kevin Gregg. Gregg against Martin when we return. Yankees up 6-1.
If you think you have to trade power for fuel economy, think again. Lincoln MKX.
Visit your local Lincoln dealer for this exceptional lease offer, plus 4 years complimentary maintenance on Lincoln MKX.
It's not just luxury, it's smarter than that.
Cuervo Silver. So smooth, it shatters expectations.
Can't believe I bought a 6-inch Subway breakfast sub and got this one free.
Really? Wow. You can buy one 6-inch sub and get another one free?
Any 6-inch sub before 9 a.m.
What? Oh, wait, you can get one 6-inch sub and get one free?
Before 9 a.m. Buy one 6-inch sub and get one free.
Before 9 a.m.
Buy one 6-inch sub
and get another one free before 9 a.m.
All April long.
Subway, eat fresh.
It's time for the game summary brought to you by your local Nissan dealer. Yankees lead 6-1. Derek's had a big night, 3 for 3, a double, a ribby, a run scored. Andrew Jones, a solo home run, 2 runs scored. And Ivan Nova struck out 6 and has not walked a batter, giving the Yankees just what they needed. CC didn't pitch that great in the first game. Kuroda didn't pitch that well in the first game that he pitched, and Phil Hughes ran up a high pitch count, although he was better than Kuroda and Sabathia. Now Nova turning in the best start so far of the first 4 games. Kevin Gregg against Russell Martin, chasing Gardner back.
Kevin Gregg was the closer last year for the Baltimore Orioles, although he was towards the end of the year. He was being used less frequently in that role because he struggled. The closing now is being done by Jim Johnson.
Now, weren't they going to start Jim Johnson, they said at the end of last year?
They were thinking about it, but they left him in the bullpen. Maybe because they were thinking about making him the closer, which he is now.
Swing and a miss.
There is Jim Johnson on the left there. And newly acquired Matt Lindstrom on the right.
Count 1-1.
Gardner's trying to measure Kevin Gregg over there, trying to get him thinking about getting himself into scoring position with 2 outs. Wieters throws very well. In fact, we mentioned Wieters won the Gold Glove last year, his first Gold Glove, threw out 37% of the runners who attempted to steal. He led in percentage, but Russell Martin, who's the hitter, actually threw out more runners.
Runner goes, pitches high, throw to second, not in time. Good grab there by Andino as Gardner picks up a stolen base.
Well, we mentioned it many, many times before. To get a runner with the speed of Brett Gardner, everything has to go right. Pitcher has to hold him fairly well. Catcher has to receive and throw well. The throw is offline. You're not going to get him. This time, pretty good pitch to throw on, but the throw is offline, and Gardner's in, and he's in scoring position.
Three and 2. Swing and a miss. Greg strikes out Martin. But the Yankees score a run on 2 hits and 1 man left. Time for the 7th inning stretch in Baltimore. Yankees lead 6-1.
Leadership isn't given, it's earned. During the Leadership Sales Drive, lease the 2012 Ford Focus with up to 40 MPG for an incredible $149 a month. Just $149. Most MPG, most value.
Get to your Tri-State Ford dealer. On Friday, one comedy is a no-brainer. The Three Stooges is fun for the whole family. The Three Stooges.
Rated PG. So you can bring your parents.
Rated PG.
When you have cable and can't find something good to watch, you get depressed. When you get depressed, you attend seminars. When you attend seminars, you feel like a winner. When you feel like a winner, you go to Vegas. When you go to Vegas, you lose everything. And when you lose everything, you sell your hair to a wig shop. Don't sell your hair to a wig shop. Get rid of cable and upgrade to DirecTV. Call 1-800-DirecTV.
A true leader stays ahead of the competition. During the Leadership Sales Drive, get a Ford Edge with best fuel economy in its class for an amazing $199 a month. Just $199. Best mileage, best value.
Get to your Tri-State Ford dealer.
Hi, everyone. Bob Lorenz with your Tri-State Ford update. Red Sox and Blue Jays in Toronto, and Toronto getting on the board. Bottom of the 3rd, already up 1-0. Edwin Encarnacion, base hit to left. That scores Yunel Escobar. So Jays take a 2-0 lead. Henderson Alvarez of the Jays giving up just 3 hits to the Red Sox, who are looking to avoid another 0-4 start, guys.
Thank you, Bob. Bundled up against chilly temperatures here in Baltimore, but if you're a Yankee fan, you feel warm with the performance of Ivan Nova.
Six strikeouts, no walks for Nova during the course of the game. He's allowed a run on 6 hits. Very effective breaking ball. And his fastball's had some juice tonight, Michael. Just what you said, he hit 96 early in the ball game.
Yep. Cadillac scoreboard 6-1, Yankees lead.
Should say he's given up 8 hits.
Special balls for the 20th anniversary or the 20th year of this ballpark. It'll be the bottom of the order against Nova. Betamit, Davis, and Andino. That one is driven to right field and deep. Going back is Swisher. He's going to play it off the wall. He misplays it, or he would have had Betamit at second. A double for Betamit.
Yeah, I think if he gets it cleanly, Betamit's going to stop at first. When you're down by, 5 runs, don't take any chances. Off the top of the glove and on beyond, and Betamit's able to go into second. If Nick gets it right here, Betamit's going to stop. He's just getting to first base. But with the ball getting away from Swisher, Betamit can continue on to second base.
Chris Davis grounds it foul.
Just 79 pitches for Nova as we get into the bottom of the 7th inning. He's done a pretty good job on the pitch count. You know, after that leadoff double, I thought I might see somebody stir in the Yankee bullpen, but not yet. That was a good pitch.
One and two.
One thing about the Oriole lineup that I've noticed, when you have Chris Davis and Mark Reynolds in the lineup and they're batting relatively close to each other, these two guys are very high strikeout hitters. And strikeout hitters do not advance base runners. Their productive outs are kind of limited. Now, right now, the Orioles, I know it's a 6-1 ball game, but if he moves the ball to the right side, you're going to advance a runner to third with 1 out. But since they're both of these guys, in particular Davis in this instance, is a high strikeout guy, Nova might be able to take advantage of that.
Base hit inside third and down the left field line. Bettemy will round third and he will score. And the throw gets past Cano as Davis gets into second with an RBI double. So the Yankee lead is now 6-2.
A couple of things working here. Davis goes the other way, and I thought it was ill-advised for him to try to go to second, because if Cano comes up with his throw, there's a chance he could tag Davis out, but he missed the ball. So a couple of tainted doubles for Baltimore in this inning. The first one, ball gets away from Swisher. This time Cano, who had plenty of time to catch the ball and make the tag, he doesn't come up with the throw. So twice the Orioles get doubles on plays where one should have been held to a single and the other should have been a single and thrown out at second.
There's Robert Andino. He's 1 for 2. Rafael Soriano begins the throw. Strike. One and two.
Still throwing pretty hard, 94 on that last fastball.
Check swing. Did he go? No, said Tim Rocky.
Came close to picking up the strikeout. Nova thought so. Welke didn't. Final call always goes to the man in blue. Once again trying to pick up an out without a base runner advancing.
Strike three, and Dino down looking. Big strikeout for Nova.
Be interested to find out. Remember, they had a discussion just prior to this pitch, so they went out, talked it over, probably said, give me your best breaking ball down and away, and Dino can only look at it, and he's gone. He didn't think it was a strike. They had plenty of the plate.
Pitch to Reimold is inside.
See that last little move by Russell Martin? Tried to fake that the ball had gotten beyond him. Maybe get Davis to stray too far from second. Davis wouldn't fall for it. Here's the pitch. It's going to be inside. Watch Russell. He cut it. Nope, didn't move.
Popped up. Martin makes the play for the second out. Now let's check things out with Bob Lorenz in our studio. Bob.
Hey, Michael, you and Kenny talked about Andy Pettit and that start down in Tampa for Tampa against Clearwater. 3 innings of 2-hit ball, a run allowed, and as you mentioned, most impressive, 32 pitches, 26 of those strikes. He said, all in all, feel real comfortable with everything, so it was another good step. Guys?
Andy Pettit said when he decided to come back that if everything went well, he could be back by the beginning of May, and that is still the target, although they don't want to set it as a quote-unquote target. And then if he doesn't get there by that time, it looks like a setback. They want to take it slow and make sure that he builds up the strength in his lower body. J.J. Hardy pops it up. Nunez makes the play. And Nova gets out of further trouble. 1 run, 2 hits, and 1 man left. We go to the 8th. It's 6-2 Yanks.
What makes Sam Adams Boston Lager great is as simple as ABC. A, the appearance. Amber. B, balance.
Sam Adams has malt sweetness, hoppy bitterness.
C, complexity.
Piney notes, grapefruit notes.
Only believe your own palate. Go taste it.
I see a little silhouette of a man.
Scaramouche. Scaramouche. Will you do the fandango?
Oh, thunderbolt and lightning. Very, very frightening me.
Galileo. Galileo.
Galileo? Figaro. Easy come, easy go. Will you let me go?
Bismillah. No, we will not let you go.
Let me go.
We will not let you go.
Looking for a great deal on a used Honda? Look no further than Hillside Honda Used Car Lot on Hillside Avenue in Jamaica, Queens. Family owned and operated for over 35 years. Why choose Hillside Honda Used Cars? Along with a 150-point inspection, a 7-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty, and a free Carfax vehicle history report, their cars look the way they did when they came from the factory. Visit Hillside Honda Used Car Lot at 14419 Hillside Avenue, 1 block from Sutphin Boulevard, just down the street from our main showroom, or at hillsidehondausedcars.com.
In baseball, it doesn't matter how far away you live, because the game's biggest stars follow you. With MLB Extra Innings on DirecTV, it's your own season ticket to every team, every player, and the most baseball in HD. Order MLB Extra Innings on DirecTV and bring your favorite team home today.
Yankees Baseball on Yes is brought to you in part by your tri-state area Volkswagen dealers. Visit VWDealer.com. By Rebel. Reserve your room now at RebelResorts.com. And by Acura. Acura Advance. We go to the 8th inning. Eduardo Nunez takes a strike. It'll be Nunez, Jeter, and Swisher. Hyundai scoreboard, 6-2 Yankees lead. Swing and a miss.
I'll tell you what, Joe Girardi must be very confident when he puts Nunez in the lineup, either at third or at short. And I know he made an error in Tampa Bay that led to a couple runs, but offensively, he's pretty good. He's had a run batted in, 1 for 2 tonight.
And you said earlier, if they really do stick to rotating the DH spot and resting Jeter and A-Rod that way, they feel comfortable with him on the left side playing short or third.
Yeah, particularly when the opposition throws a left-handed pitcher. Look out.
Got him. Nunez will take first.
Let's see how he almost got completely out of the way of this. Looks like it got his uniform. You see, well, what Greg sets up here, he puts a runner on who's got great speed. As Nunez jackknives it, couldn't get completely out of the way. Joe Girardi could do several things. Have Jeter try and butt another runner over. Nunez steal, hit and run. Jeter handles the bat, of course.
And there's a strike to Derek. Derek 3 for 3 with a sac bunt. Has a run scored and an RBI. 2 singles and a double. Six hits and 16 at bats in the early going.
This is an important extra run for the Yankees. If they can pick it up here, give themselves a 5-run cushion, that means even if the Orioles hit a grand slam, it won't tie the game.
One and one.
Sometimes a hitter of Jeter's stature, he'll have his own hit and run sign. Now, when you watch him, it didn't look like he did anything out of the ordinary that Nunez could pick up.
Runner goes. Grounded right side and through for a base hit. Hit and run by the Yankees. And Jeter executes it perfectly and picks up his 4th hit of the night.
You look for situations. You have a hitter who can handle a bat. You have a runner at first who has some speed. Watch Andino try to hold his position. In fact, it was Hardy who was covering, but even so, Jeter found a hole, and this sets it up for the Yankees here, 1st and 3rd, and nobody out.
Right before it happened, Nunez told Rob Thompson, go through the signs one more time.
Good thing he did.
Count 1-0 to Swisher. Nick 0 for 2 with 2 walks. And there's a strike. And a strike. Grounded to 3rd. And they have Nunez in a rundown. And he is tagged out for the 1st out. Couldn't stay in the rundown long enough to get Jeter to 3rd.
Kind of off the end of the bat. And Nunez breaks right away for home. They're going to be tagged out by Wieters. So that play goes 5-2. Immediately in the rundown, as Michael said, couldn't stay in it long enough to have the runners move up a base. I think what Joe Girardi's telling him, you got to look and see where the 3rd baseman is, because the infield was back all around. If the ball's hit the shortest, and you're going to score even if it's a double play, but you're supposed to see where the 3rd baseman is, so you know he's going to have a play there. Your first instinct should be go back to the bag and stay there. Make him throw the ball somewhere else.
Pitch to Cano outside.
The ball's hit on the ground to short or second or even first. Third baseman's the only one who could give you trouble. Or the pitcher.
Hammered foul. (6-2) Yankees over the Orioles. We're in the top of the 8th inning. Just missed.
Kevin Gregg last year kind of flirted with danger all season long in a closer role, and eventually gave up the job. This is kind of the way he pitched all year. Walked a lot of batters.
And Cano walks. That'll load the bases for Alex Rodriguez. Alex tonight is 0 for 3. He walked in the first inning. Struck out into a double play, then grounded to second, grounded to short. This could be another double play. There's one. On to first, it's a double play. So the Yankees threaten, but they can't push a run across. They lead 2. We go to the bottom of the 8th. The Yankees up 4.
Now, for the first time, the Stanley Cup playoffs in their entirety on the networks of NBC Universal. Every game, every night. Some hard-hitting rolling. You won't catch your breath. Good stop there by Lundqvist. Until a champion is crowned. Because it's the Cup. The Bruins have won the Stanley Cup. The 2012 Stanley Cup playoffs on the networks of NBC Universal.
Yeah, it's the CRV. It's a 2000.
What's this?
That's the Odyssey.
What's this?
That's the CRV.
What's this?
That's the award for best resale value in its class.
What's this?
Poster for best-selling crossover in America.
What's this?
That's a telephone.
What's this?
Water cooler.
What's this?
The sun visor.
What's that?
Volume.
What's this?
That's the steering wheel.
What's this?
That's the restroom.
What's this?
This is goodbye.
Get a great deal on the Odyssey during the really big sales event. Real deals, big inventory. Now, at your Honda dealer.
You inhale, they inhale. Millions of children continue to be exposed to secondhand smoke. Secondhand smoke causes asthma, a disease that cannot be cured. Protect your loved ones.
Now you can shop WB Mason at home. Just go to WBMasonAtHome.com to find the brand products you know at low prices you'll love from who but WB Mason at home.
Well, you can vote along with us for tonight's Chevy prior to the game. All you have to do is text your vote to 42951 or vote online at YesNetwork.com. Tonight's candidates are number 1, Ivan Nova, number 2, Derek Jeter, number 3, Andrew Jones, and number 4, Russell Martin. Vote now, make your voice heard. Standard text messaging rates apply. Really good job by Ivan Nova. 7 strong innings, threw the ball well. Certainly an improvement over what he did in spring training. And now he turns it over to the bullpen.
David Robertson will come on, as you said, Michael. His birthday. So happy birthday to David Robertson, 27 years old today. And he gets a chance to pitch here in the 8th inning against the Baltimore Orioles with a 4-run lead.
Well, he did his Houdini act in the game he appeared in Tampa Bay, 1st and 3rd, nobody out, and he got out of it with 3 strikeouts. And he did a lot of that last year with the bases loaded. And he's hoping to have as nice a birthday as Hellickson did yesterday. It was Jeremy Hellickson's 25th birthday. He went 8 2/3, and that said happy birthday Houdini. So let's see if Robertson can pitch an uneventful birthday eighth. And he'll start off with Nick Markakis. Hyundai scoreboard 6-2 Yanks.
See, Nova gave up 10 hits in the 7 innings, but he didn't walk the batter to compound the problem. 7 strikeouts in 7 innings. As I look at my scorebook here, Nova gave up at least 1 hit in every inning but the first when he set the Orioles down 1-2-3.
Certainly not overpowering, but he got the job done, and you could give up the 10 hits, I guess, if you don't walk batters.
Yeah. And he got a couple of double plays behind it.
The 1-1. 2-1. Robertson only 5 innings of work in spring training because of the injured foot. And there's a strike. Markakis was trying to say, hey, that's ball 4.
I think he thought it was high and outside. You can see the glove. It had the plate. It was just a matter of whether it was a little too high. We mentioned that Markakis had showed it in our defensive posture for the Orioles that he had won a Gold Glove last year. He was only the 3rd Oriole outfielder ever to win a Gold Glove. A couple of years ago, Adam Jones won one, and Paul Blair won 8 of them. Great center fielder.
Strike 3. And Markakis said, hey, that was outside. So he's having a couple of words with Schreiber. And here comes Showalter. So trying to stop Markakis from getting thrown out of the game. And he keeps arguing he's going to get thrown out. Schreiber is showing a lot of patience right now.
You know what? I thought that was a better pitch than the previous one that he called a strike. The other one might have been a little high on 3-1. This one certainly was low enough in the strike zone, just a matter if it had the corner or not. Boy, that is close. If the ball hit the corner, it only caught a hint of it, but it was enough for Paul Schreiber, the home plate umpire. So he definitely was high enough and within the strike zone from shoulders and knees, but it's just a matter if it had the corner. And Buck Showalter immediately trying to keep his 3rd place hitter in the lineup. You know, and I tried not to show up umpires because they can make your life miserable. And if that was off the plate, it was kind of close. It was a result of him arguing on the 3-1 pitch. And then you get to the point where anything close, you better swing at it.
0-2. Now, we talked about this when the Yankees played the Rays. You look at the velocity readings for Robertson, and it's 92, 91, but you're always late on it. And you tried to figure out, and a lot of people believe that it's because he has a longer stride than anybody else in the American League. And the average stride is 5 feet 2 inches. His stride is 7 feet.
In other words, he's hitting out here somewhere before he releases the ball.
Right, so he's closer. I mean, it seems simple. He's closer to the plate when he releases the ball. The longest stride in baseball is Tim Lincecum.
And he's not much taller than Robertson.
Swing and a miss. Dialed that one up to 93. 2 outs, 2 strikeouts.
So he's actually throwing the ball a shorter distance, even though he's not throwing it 95, 96.
Right. He's throwing it 53 feet.
So in other words, it acts like it's 90 for 96.
It plays faster.
There's the stride that Michael's talking about. Coming down off the mound. Well, that's Tom Seaver-like. Remember Seaver's back knee used to hit the ground?
Here's Matt Wieters. He's 3 for 3 tonight. And now Robertson locked in. Deals a strike. Single, double, and a home run for Wieters.
This is a tough part for triples. The only area might be out near the 410 sign in left center field. Out in here, and then you have to hit the ball bound away from the outfielder who's chasing it. Good swing.
Markakis still simmering. One, two.
Well, Michael, we talked about how when hitters strike out, when there's men on base, they don't advance them. The Orioles have had at least 1 strikeout in every inning except 2. So that's 1 hitter who didn't move a runner, even though the fact that Nova had allowed 10 hits.
And the pitch. Stays alive. Caught here at Camden Yards trying to stay warm. They've got the wave going.
I think the wave was passé.
Oh, just passé us by. Just missed with that one. How about Texas picking up Yu Darvish? You had that rough start. Now Texas leads Seattle 8-5 in the 4th inning.
One of the best offensive teams in baseball.
Bob Lorenz and Jack Curry and the gang will have all the scores on the postgame show. And Meredith Marakovitz will be working the clubhouse. And the 3-2. Lined into center field. That is a base hit. Wieters 4 for 4.
Well, he came in tonight hitting 111. His only hit was a home run.
So remember the WB Mason postgame show. Lorenz and Curry, they'll recap all the action from tonight's series opener, including highlights from around baseball. And Meredith is going to chat with the team in the clubhouse. And you'll get Joe Girardi's postgame comments as well. It's the WB Mason postgame. It's only on Yes. Here's Mark Reynolds. Lined into left field. It is a base hit. Cutting over is Gardner. He gets the ball in quickly. Weeder stops at second. This one's not nailed down just yet. It's just a 4-run lead. And the Orioles have runners on first and second with 2 outs, and Wilson Betemit at the plate. This game is close because the Yankees have left 10 runners on base.
But just about every time the pitchers have needed to get an out, at least Nova, they've been able to get one.
Pitch is high. It almost seems like it's just against his rules for Robertson to have an easy inning. Now you could say, well, what's the big deal as long as he gets out of it? Well, the big deal is you might not be able to use him on back-to-back days if he throws too many pitches. So you'd like to have an easy inning every now and then. He was on his way to it. But Weeders with a single and then Reynolds with another single makes him throw more pitches. He's at 23 right now. Yankees 3 for 9 with runners in scoring position. The Orioles 2 for 12. Oh, strike.
And we know how well over the years that we've seen Joe Girardi as manager of the Yankees, and now with Larry Rothschild, the pitching coach, how well they've used their bullpen. Pitchers, the relief pitchers, rarely, I mean rarely, if ever, go beyond 2 consecutive nights pitching.
Two. And the count is full. See Chris Davis on deck. Fouled away. The runner's going on 3-2 and 2 outs.
Not that he's going to throw one here, but I don't think Robertson's thrown a breaking ball yet. I haven't seen that sharp curveball.
Runners go, 3-2. Grounded sharply to second. Right there is Cano. And the Orioles now 2 for 13 with runners in scoring position. And again, Robertson plays Houdini. But this is a Houdini who chains himself up first.
Exciting things are happening at Burger King.
Look, they got new menu items.
Welcome to Burger King.
Oh, thanks. We'll have the strawberry banana smoothie, chicken strips, and the garden fresh salad.
I see the car is running wild.
Yeah?
Look at that salad.
Oh, great. You know, Jay, we do have a drive-through. I know. Exciting things are happening here at Burger King. Exciting things, people.
The new menu options. Come and get it at Burger King.
When you have cable and can't find something good to watch, you get depressed. When you get depressed, you attend seminars. When you attend seminars, you feel like a winner. When you feel like a winner, you go to Vegas. When you go to Vegas, you lose everything. And when you lose everything, you sell your hair to a wig shop. Don't sell your hair to a wig shop. Get rid of cable and upgrade to DirecTV. Call 1-800-DirecTV.
On Friday, one comedy is a no-brainer.
Here you go. Catch.
The Three Stooges.
Rated PG.
J&R, New York's largest and top-rated technology superstore for cameras, computers, audio products, movies, music, housewares, TVs, video games, and more. Visit J&R, giving you the real deal in electronics since 1971.
Before their home opener on Friday, the Yanks have to take care of business in Baltimore. Wednesday, the Yankees aces back on the mound as the Bombers wrap up their season-opening road trip with a full game against Buck Showalter's Orioles. Coverage starts Wednesday at 6 without a batting practice today, only on Yes.
Yankees Baseball on Yes is brought to you in part by Burger King, proud sponsor of opening week baseball. Big complex right inside the Inner Harbor, and a bigger complex just on the outskirts of the Inner Harbor, Camden Yards. 6-2 Yankees lead. We go to the 9th inning, and Mark Teixeira against the new pitcher, Pedro Strop. Rounded up the middle. They had the shift on. The shortstop Party is there. One away.
Once again into the teeth of the shift, and Teixeira with 4 groundouts tonight. He does have a run batted in. Strop, like O'Day, was claimed on waivers from the Texas Rangers. This young man has a good arm. 97. That's high octane.
Shift on for Granderson. 3 infielders on the right side. Count 2-1. Count 3-1. Grounded to first. Davis flips the ball for the out, and the count is now 2 out, should I say, as that'll bring up Brett Gardner. Mariano Rivera warming up. Not a save situation, but the Yankees want to nail this game down.
Bullpen coach Mike Harkey talking it over with Mariano. He's got 8, 9, and 1 in the 9th inning coming up in the Oriole batting order. Gardner made the most of his only at bat of the night. He came on for Andrew Jones defensively, got a base hit, drove in a run, then stole his first base of the year.
Count 2-0. Adam Jones very shallow for Gardner in center field. Gardner can give it a ride. Also shallow is Markakis in right.
They're staring a triple in the face as the ball gets by him.
Count 3-0. right? And the count now 3-2. They don't have to hit until interleague play begins.
One time Phil Hughes was a third baseman in high school.
Ground ball to second, and Dino is there. And Stroke pitches a 1-2-3 ninth inning. Last licks coming up for the Orioles. They'll have to do it against Mariano Rivera.
It's back. All 7 pieces, only $7.99. A lot's changed over the years. The price of food, the cost of gas. At My Bob's, you still get a living room package for the same $7.99. And the only thing that's changed is the quality's even better. Don't want the sofa and love seat? Get this sectional for the same $7.99.
Quality, choice, and value, that's what Bob's Way is all about.
I have 2 products in front of you, and we're going to start with product X. This is a very affordable product that will help save you a lot of money.
I like it. I like it too.
This is product Y. This is a much more expensive product. You will not see a lot of savings with this one.
Harsh.
You chose Geico, and you did not choose their competitor. Was this your first car insurance taste test?
Hi, Mom. I got it.
Bravo, Alex. You're officially an actress. And waitress, dog walker, and flyer hand router, but mostly an actress. You just booked the coveted role of coffee patron number 4.
I even have a line. My line is a latte, please. I don't know, is she French, you know? Latte, please.
Good thing AT&T gives you unlimited calling to any mobile, so you can call everyone.
I know I have to say latte, but I feel like my character would drink tea.
Get unlimited calling to any mobile phone on any network when you get unlimited messaging. Rethink possible.
We go to the bottom of the 9th inning, and it's time to take a look at the Land Rover drive of the game. What do you got, Kenny?
Well, we've got Andrew Jones, first home run of the year. This is leading off the 6th inning. In fact, the first pitch of the inning becomes our Land Rover drive of the game. His first homer of the year and the 421st of his career.
So Mariano, who pitched the opener and could not hold the lead against the Rays, not in a safe situation. Now that's an unusual ERA for Mariano Rivera. Before that game on Friday, he had saved 60 of 61 save opportunities against the Rays. Blew that save, and the first loss for the Yankees of the year. Looking to bounce back here on this Monday evening in Baltimore. It'll be 8-9-1. Davis, Andino, and Reimold against Rivera.
Davis has had himself a pretty good night. 2 for 3 with a run batted in.
Orioles about hit the Yankees, but the Yankees have outscored them. Nova went 7. Robertson pitched a scoreless 8th, gave up 2 hits, but struck out 2. And now Rivera. Popped up. Way up there. The wing takes it, and Nunez holds on to make the play.
Nunez ran well into foul territory and has to come back well into fair territory to make the play. We'll have to reverse the engines. And then snow cones it to make the catch. Took the great circle route to make that catch.
Here is Andino. He's 1 for 3. count 3-0.
Well, this bat's going to be permanently on the shoulder of Andino on this pitch. He's not swinging.
And Mo deals a strike. And now it's 3-2. Driven out to right field and deep. Going back, Swisher. Still back, still back. It's over his head. One hop up against the wall. Andino gets a double, his second double of the night.
Well, we told you Andino is solidifying his role as the everyday second baseman. He got a pitch that was up, and Nick Swisher gets back, but the ball just carries over his head. And Andino, as Michael said, with his first 2 doubles of the season.
Yankees up 6-2. That was the Orioles' 13th hit of the night. Here's Reimold. 1-0. Strike. 1-1. Some history. Reimold has had 2 hits and 6 at-bats against Mo. One of the hits a home run.
Orioles have hit 6 doubles in this game out of the 13 hits.
Count 2-1.
In fact, that home run that Reimold hit, he can say he's done something against Mariano that no other hitter's ever done. His first major league home run was off Mariano Rivera. That was at Yankee Stadium.
2-2.
That was back in 09.
Missed outside, now 3-2.
Let's see how close this one is. You can see the target blowing away at the knees, and this one just cut off the outside corner.
Swing and a miss, struck him out. Yankees 1 out away from their first win.
From down and away to up and in, moving the ball around the strike zone. And he strikes out Reimold.
Leaves it up to J.J. Hardy. Pitch outside. High pop-up. Left side. Long run for Gardner. Well, that wind is really blowing the ball back because that looked like it was well in the stands, but reached the first or second row. Doesn't seem as if much is going on flag-wise. Flipping a little bit toward right.
During the day today, it was quite windy here in Baltimore. Quite windy.
One. Line drive left field. Gardner's there, and the Yankees win their first game of the year. So Mariano Rivera gets the final 3 outs. Ivan Nova picks up the victory. Yankees put 6 runs on the board. 6 different players picked up RBIs. And the Yankees finally have a number in the win column. And Andino is angry with somebody. Looks like he is talking with Laz Diaz.
It's Wayne Kirby, the first base coach, trying to put out the fire here. And Andino's still talking with Laz Diaz. There's Buck Showalter getting in on it as well.
Well, Joe Girardi's just happy that he has a victory. He's not paying attention to that. Yankees lost the 3 games in St. Pete. Derek Jeter picks up 4 hits tonight. And the Yankees pick up their first victory of the season. Stick around for the postgame show to find out who's tonight's Chevy player of the game. A lot to be happy about in this one. Nova, 7 innings. The bullpen, 2 innings of shutout ball. They're still barking from the Orioles dugout. The Yankees are looking in there, and we'll look into it, what they're so angry about.
Become a Yankees Universe MVP member today. MVP members enjoy exclusive benefits highlighted by 2 field-level tickets to a select 2012 regular season home game.
Members also receive a Yankees Universe hooded sweatshirt, a Yankees hat, a Yankees Universe banner,
and a limited edition Mariano Rivera bobblehead.
A portion of all proceeds are donated to Memorial Sloan Kettering, benefiting pediatric cancer research. So join Yankees Universe today by visiting Yankees.com or by calling 1-800-GO-YANKS.
Hey, Dad, you think I can drive?
I'll tell you what, when we stop to fill it up.
It's gotta run out sometime.
Jetta TDI Clean Diesel, the turbo that gets 42 miles per gallon. That's the power of German engineering.
Right now, get 0.9% APR on the Jetta TDI Clean Diesel or lease the Jetta S gasoline for $159 a month.
For a week or a weekend, make this your best trip ever. See all the fun at visitwilliamsburg.com.
It's big, it's real, it's really big. The really big sales event going on at Hillside Honda in Queens, New York. Lease any new 2012 Honda with 0 due at signing, 0 security deposit, 0 down payment, 0 first month's payment. That's right, you heard me. 0 due at signing, 0 security deposit, 0 down payment, 0 first month's payment. Or choose 0.9% financing on select 2012 Honda models from Hillside Honda today. It's the really big sales event at Hillside Honda going on right now. Click hillsidehonda.com or call 888-770-4872 for complete details.
I see a little silhouette of a man.
Scaramouche. Scaramouche. Will you do the fandango?
Oh, thunderbolt and lightning. Very, very frightening me.
Galileo. Galileo.
Galileo? Figaro. Easy come, easy go. Will you let me go?
Bismillah. No, we will not let you go.
Let me go.
We will not let you go.
For a week or a weekend, make this your best trip ever. See all the fun at visitwilliamsburg.com.
Well, we have kind of decided that he wasn't angry at Laz Diaz. Andino is rounding third. The ball game is over, obviously, at this point. And then you see Mo and Russell Martin turn as Andino is barking at the Yankees for some reason. He's not barking at Laz Diaz. Diaz just trying to separate him, as is Kirby. And this even goes on in the dugout. And you can see Joe Girardi go, "What's your problem?" And to be honest, we don't know what his problem was, but he kept going at the Yankees from the dugout, and to the point that Buck Showalter had to almost physically take him down the steps there and say, "Okay, enough." So we'll investigate it with Meredith in the clubhouse, but I have no idea, Kenny, what he was angry about.
Maybe first loss of the season. I don't know. Maybe somebody yelled something from the dugout as he was rounding third. Who knows?
Well, he's angry. The Yankees aren't. They pick up their first victory, 6-11-0, beating 213-1. Time of the game, 3:06. Nova the win. Mattis the loss. Nova 7 innings. Jeter 4 for 4. Wieters also 4 for 4. So the Yankees get their first W. Coming up on the Yes Network, stay tuned for the WB Mason postgame show with Bob Lorenz, Jack Curry, and Meredith Morakovitz. Special thanks to senior producer Bill Bolin, coordinating director John Moore, Jared Bosnack, Michael Cooney, Ed Delaney, Woody Fryman, and our executive producer is Mr. John J. Filippelli. Join us again tomorrow for Yankees baseball as the Bombers take on the Orioles from Camden Yards in Baltimore, Maryland. Coverage begins at 6:30 p.m. on the YES Network with first pitch just after 7 p.m. on My 9. Once again, the final score, Yankees 6 and the Orioles 2. Now, let's go to Bob Lorenz and Jack Curry, who are standing by in our YES Network studios. Guys?
All right, thank you, Michael. Great to have you with us on the WB Mason postgame as the Yankees get their first win of the season, 6-2 over the Orioles. Not only their first win, but getting their first big starting pitching performance.
Right, an excellent performance. Ivan Nova gave the Yankees everything they could have dreamed of having from him. Through 7 innings, he gave up base runners in 6 of those 7 innings, Bob, but he kept dodging danger with runners in scoring position. The Orioles were 2 for 12 off him, and I think one of the reasons that he did it is he was basically a 2-pitch pitcher tonight. It was the 4-seam fastball and the curveball, and that's what he needed to get through the Orioles.
They got an early lead as well against Brian Mattis. A lot of offense for the Yankees in this 6-2 win with 11 hits, 4 of those coming off the bat of Derek Jeter, and he is your Chevy player of the game because Jeter starting things off with a single and then adding 2 more singles and a double. He knocked in a run. He scored a run as well. He is your Chevy player of the game. And just moments after the game's conclusion, he had a chance to talk with our Meredith Marakovitz.
Derek, I know no one in that clubhouse was overreacting to the 0-3 start, but how good does it feel to just get the first win of 2012 out of the way?
It's big, you know. Sometimes the first of everything is hard to get. It's hard to get your first hit, first RBI, first win. We only played 3 games. You know, Tampa played better than us and played a good game tonight, and we'll come back tomorrow night.
For you tonight, a lot of good at-bats, 4 for 4 from the plate, an RBI, a run score. What led to your success at the plate?
I feel like I've been having some good at-bats so far this year. That's all you can really control. Try to hit the ball hard. I was able to do that tonight, but I like where I am.
Ivan Nova played a big role in your team's success last year with his 16-win rookie season. Had a little bit of trouble with control in spring. That wasn't evident tonight. How big is it for him to start off like this, for his confidence and the team's confidence moving forward?
Big for us, but that's why spring training doesn't matter. I mean, you start all over. You know, Nova had a lot of success with us last season. He's got a lot of confidence. He came out and did exactly what we need him to do. You know, we needed to get a win, and he pitched big for us.
Derek, thanks for your time.
All right, no problem.
All right, thank you, Meredith. She will work the clubhouse as well, get some more post-game interviews. Meantime, the Major League scoreboard, the Red Sox leading Toronto right now 4-2 in the 9th as Boston looks for its first win of the season. Texas leading Seattle now 8-5, an early deficit for Yu Darvish in his Major League debut, but the Rangers have gone ahead of the Mariners. Angels beat the Twins in C.J. Wilson's debut for Anaheim. Washington and the Mets all tied at 3. Miami over Philadelphia earlier today, 6-2. And Barry Zito with a shutout for the Giants as San Francisco beats Colorado 7-0. All right, Jack and I are going to take a quick break, but as promised, a lot more coming up as the Yankees open their second series of the year in Baltimore, trying to come away with yet another win. Early power tied it up for the O's, but the Yankees kept slugging away, and Ivan Nova helped lock things down. 6-2, the Yankees win it.
The Yankees postgame show on YES is presented by WB Mason. For office furniture and supplies at amazingly low prices, who but WB Mason?
A leader gives more than anyone else. During the Leadership Sales Drive, get a Ford Escape with better fuel economy than RAV4 or CRV for an incredible $189 a month. Just $189. Most MPG, most value.
Get to your Tri-State Ford dealer.
That's 6 so far today.
And it's not even noon.
I don't get it. Why are all of our customers switching to coffee from WB Mason?
Well, they sell Green Mountain coffee.
So?
At great low prices.
So?
With lots of delicious flavors. And 1 cup brewing means no waste, no mess.
Yep, we clean our pots every month.
And WB delivers fresh coffee every day.
Enough already. There's nothing wrong with our coffee. They just don't know what they're missing. Who but WB Mason?
Direct injection. 265 foot-pounds of torque. All part of an engine built to effortlessly power through whatever challenge lies around the corner, no matter where that corner happens to be. The 308 horsepower Cadillac SRX, the most powerful standard engine in any luxury crossover.
Now lease a 2012 SRX crossover for $438 a month. Visit CadillacTristate.com for this attractive offer.
Seen the signs on the passers-by. Something's got to give. Can't be free, but it's good for me. But this good thing comes along, and I can't deny too long. I need you to save me. I need you to set me free.
Geico, saving people money on more than just car insurance.
Leadership isn't given, it's earned. During the Leadership Sales Drive, lease the 2012 Ford Focus with up to 40 MPG for an incredible $149 a month. Just $149. Most MPG, most value.
Get to your Tri-State Ford dealer.
And want to remind you that coming up right after this post-game show, it's an all-new edition of WB Mason Presents The Joe Girardi Show. Kicking off the season, they'll talk about the Rays, the Orioles as well, and then, of course, the home opener this Friday coming up and what's ahead for the Yankees. But again, that's a Joe Girardi Show coming up right after this postgame here on Yes. Good to have you back. Bob Lorenz, Jack Curry with you as the Yankees get their first win of the season 6-2. And we've got the highlights for you now, as always, brought to you by Lincoln. And we'll start top of the first with a couple men on and two out. Mark Teixeira beating the shift the other way. Little base hit to right center off Brian Mattis. Derek Jeter will come around to score from second. And the Yanks quickly on top 1-0. Bottom of the second, Matt Wieters. Part of a big night for him, Jack.
Right, it was a 2-0 count. He tried to throw a second straight changeup to Wieters. Wieters was not fooled at all by this 85-mile-per-hour pitch. Hits it over the right field fence. Nova pretty much gave up on his changeup after that. Hardly threw it.
Like Derek Jeter, a 4-hit night for Matt Wieters. Meantime, next man up, Mark Reynolds. Fly ball to right. Nick Swisher not going to be able to get to it as it drops inside the chalk. Reynolds winds up with a double. But no more damage for Nova. He buckles down. Wilson Betemit comes up, and he'll strike out Betemit with a pitch in the dirt that allows Reynolds to move to third. And then with two outs, it's Chris Davis, and he strikes him out to end the inning. And kind of a similar story in the bottom of the third.
Right, two men on, nobody out again. You think he's in trouble, but right there he gets J.J. Hardy on a slider. That's the first out. Now Nick Markakis is up. He's another dangerous hitter. What does Nova get here? He gets that ground ball that he was searching for. Jeter turns it into a routine double play.
Get a little help behind him right there to keep it a tie ball game. Top of the fourth, 2 on, 1 out. Russell Martin, a little blooper to left off Mattis. Curtis Granderson scores as Nolan Reimold commits an error in left. And the Yankees take the lead 2-1. Then after an Eduardo Nunez sacrifice fly, Jeter at it again, driving one out to right field off Mattis. That'll be good for a double and scoring Russell Martin to give the Yankees a 4-1 lead. In the top of the sixth, there was more, and when I say more, I mean it in a big way. That's Andrew Jones, no doubt about it. Off Darren O'Day, first of the year for Andrew, 5-1 Yanks. The bottom of the sixth, runners on the corners and two outs. Nova facing Reynolds, and again, no harm, no foul. Couple men aboard, but he gets him to fly out to right to end the inning. And then wrap things up for him, seventh inning. Man on second, Nova finishes the inning by getting Hardy to fly out to third, and that would end his night as well. 7 strong innings for Nova. Part of a 10-hit night, but again, a couple double plays behind him. He struck out 7, didn't walk any, and the Yankees win this one 6-2 as Nova wins his first of the season, and he has now won his last 13 regular season starts. Let's get to the manager's report brought to you by Geico now and hear from Joe Girardi on this ballgame.
You always want to get that first out of the way, and I thought Nova threw well, especially when he got in trouble. He really bared down. He gave up some hits, but he got some big outs when he needed to.
You mentioned getting in trouble. He gave up back-to-back doubles there to start the seventh. Did he show you a little something there, the way he battled back and remained composed there on the mound?
Yeah, I mean, that's what he did for a big part of the game. I think you looked up and they had 11 hits and 7 innings off him, and but we didn't walk anyone, which was big, and we got a lot of walks ourselves, which helped us score some runs.
How important is that for him, just knowing the spring that he had with some control issues?
I think it's important. As I said, I wasn't going to make too much of spring training. He had a lot to fall back on what he did last year and could build off of that. But everyone wants to feel good about themselves when they leave spring training.
How much confidence do you think that gives him moving forward and the team moving forward in him?
We had a ton of confidence in him last year. So for him, it should give him confidence, and he'll go back to work tomorrow and get ready for his next start.
Jeter 4 for 4 today. What'd you like out of his at-bats?
Just great at-bats. He swung at pitches, hit some line drives. He has the big hit off the wall in right field, which gives us another run. And then You know, he hit behind the runner with Nooney, so he just did it all tonight.
You mentioned earlier in the year that you guys weren't going to live and die by the long ball. You really were going to try to manufacture some runs. You did that tonight. How encouraged are you?
Well, I like that. I mean, we have speed, and we can do some things with this club. We don't always have to be station to station. Some of the guys a little bit more station to station than the others, but we do have some speed, and we can do some things.
What happened in that last play of the game there with Andy?
You know, I'm not sure. I'll find out, but, you know, boys were being boys.
All right, we're trying to find out as well. Let's take a look at the most hits by visitor at Camden Yards all time, brought to you by Toyota. And it is Derek Jeter, top of the list with 166. Helped himself out with his 4 hits tonight. And really setting the tone. And it was, if you think back to the season opening series, the Rays setting the tone by scoring in the first inning of every game. But tonight, it was the Yankees setting the tone. And they needed that, especially to kind of maybe help Ivan Nova settle in a little bit.
Right. They set the tone, and it was quick. And it was early, and as you said, Bob, against the Orioles, who hadn't not had a lead. That was the first time they trailed. It was Jeter getting that first hit, the third time in 4 games that he led off with a hit. But I go back to that Teixeira at-bat. Teixeira has said over and over he has to try and hit the ball the other way. He gets an outside pitch from Mattis. What does he do with it? He hits it the other way. It sounds simple, but sometimes it's not that easy to do. And I think that set a nice tone for the Yankees. And as we said in the pregame, hitters love hitting at Camden Yards. So that graphic we just showed about Derek Jeter, this is a ballpark he loves to hit in.
All right, Jack and I are going to take a break. We got a lot more coming up here on the WB Mason postgame. When we come back, we're going to break down Ivan Nova even further. Needed a good start, got it for himself and the team, and the Yankees are off and running with their first win of the season.
If you think you have to trade power for fuel economy, think again. Lincoln MKX.
Visit your local Lincoln dealer for this exceptional lease offer, plus 4 years complimentary maintenance on Lincoln MKX.
It's not just luxury, it's smarter than that.
Now, for the first time, the Stanley Cup playoffs in their entirety on the networks of NBC Universal. Every game, every night.
Some hard-hitting rolling.
You won't catch your breath.
Good stop there by Lundqvist.
Until a champion is crowned.
They want to play out the atmosphere.
Because it's the Cup.
The Bruins have won the Stanley Cup.
The 2012 Stanley Cup playoffs on the networks of NBC Universal.
In a city with a lot to see, there's one thing you can't miss. The New York International Auto Show at the Javits Center, April 6th to the 15th. We've got over 1,000 cars under one giant roof. Never before seen debuts, cool exhibits, games, and even a flying car. So take your buddies, take your kids, or take a long lunch. But don't miss the New York International Auto Show, April 6th to the 15th at the Javits Center. 10 days only. Tickets are just $15.
Looks like there's an opening for shipping coordinator, and I've got to pick someone.
Okay, you could be a rising star, or but you just ordered a crispy McChicken and a fresh brewed sweet tea for only $1 each off McDonald's dollar menu. So you're smart, right?
Yeah, I got nothing. Smart man. 2 7s.
Oh! It's everyone's lucky day at McDonald's, now that the new hot and spicy McChicken has joined the classic McChicken on the dollar menu.
The Chevy Cruze Echo also offers 42 mpg on the highway.
Actually, it's Cruze Eco, not Echo.
Just like either. Or either.
Or economical.
Or economical. Potato, potato, huh?
Actually, it's tomato, tomato.
Oh, that's right.
Visit ChevyOffers.com. Now, very well-qualified lessees can get a 2012 Chevy Cruze LS for around $159 per month. EPA estimated 36 miles per gallon highway.
And we're back with our Land Rover pitching performance of the game, and it was Ivan Nova. Again, 10 hits, but just 2 runs and 7 strikeouts, Jack.
And that curveball was a great pitch for him tonight, Bob. Of those 7 strikeouts, 4 of them came on curveballs. He was also able to keep the Orioles in the infield. We saw a couple of double plays that we're getting a look at right here. Just the kind of performance you want when you give up 10 hits. Don't allow any walks and don't allow any hits with runners in scoring position.
All right, so Ivan Nova picking up his first win of the season, and that pitching performance brought to you by Land Rover. If you get a chance, drop by your Land Rover dealer and check out the all-new Range Rover Evoque. So here's a look at the pitching matchup for the night. Ivan Nova, the 7 innings of work. They needed some length as well from a starter and got it. Meantime, Brian Mattis, lasting just 4 innings, really ran his pitch count up. In fact, to compare, Mattis, 4 innings of work, 96 pitches. Nova, 7 innings of work and 92. Let's hear from Ivan Nova.
I think everything was working. Everything was like I want, and, I feel good about it. I mean, we started the season, with 3 losses in a row, and we win the first game of the year, that made me feel really good.
You mentioned the 3 losses. Did you feel the pressure coming in this one to be that stopper?
No. I think, like I always say, I try to, enjoy my game, do whatever I can to win. And once I see the first run in the scoreboard, I say, like, man, that's the chance to win the game. And I always say that once I got the lead, I don't want to lose. So the game was tight, but they jumped right back, and I know this thing gonna score a lot of room for me, and today they did, so that's important for us.
When you get that run support, how much does that put you at ease on the mound, allow you to just kind of go out there?
Well, you can see what happened last year. I know last year is last year, but when I got the lead, I mean, I feel really good about it. I mean, like I said, I want to go for the win, and that's the first thing that I put in my mind. Well, you got the lead, now you got to protect the lead that you have.
The last start of the spring for you struggled a little bit with your control and everything. How important was it for you to come out here and get a good start, just to kind of put your mind at ease?
Man, I know, sprint training is a sprint training. Like I said, I took sprint training to work on what I need to work, and like I said, that day, I threw 2 more bullpens, and it was, really good bullpen for me. I took that and put them in the game today, and you see the results. So that's what we got to keep doing. Keep working hard and keep, do whatever it takes to win games.
You mentioned the bullpens. Were there mechanical adjustments in between now and then?
Maybe. You never know. I mean, sometimes it's mechanic, or sometimes it's just you have your head in another place, or but I think it was mechanic what I have the other day.
Care to share it all?
Man, I was like the same problem that I had a lot of time last year with my front arm, trying to get too quick and trying to open too quick, and that make me pull my body back, and and that's not good when I do that.
That pitch to Wieters, where were you trying to go with that?
I get behind the count, fastball, and then change. I throw another changeup, and the changeup went right to the bat. You don't do what it's supposed to do, so I guess it was, for me, I feel really good with that pitch, and that's what I threw.
All right, so there's Ivan Nova. Obviously they weren't real concerned about him. They do have confidence in him, especially after what he did at the end of last season. But how much do you think they're breathing a sigh of relief? Maybe to just say, okay, even if we're worried about this guy a little bit, we're not worried about him now.
I think they are, Bob, because there's 2 folds of his importance for this win for the Yankees. The fact that they won, and now they're 1-3 and not have to answer questions about winning their first game. The fact that Nova pitched well, but also, as you just said, that they don't have to worry about spring training, because we can sit here and say that it's only spring training. He can stand there and say it's only spring training. But until you get out there the first time and prove once again, hey, listen, that 8 ERA in spring training didn't mean anything, it's still going to hang over you a little bit. And then you look at these numbers in his last 17 regular season starts. Now, the 13-0 stands out, but what's interesting to me is the other numbers, they're nice, but they're not glistening. Right. He's not 13-0 with a 1.50 ERA. It's 13-0 with a 3 and change ERA. His strikeout to walk ratio is about 2.5 to 1. But it just shows you again that he's a guy who's resilient, and when he's in trouble, he figures a way to get out of it, and that's exactly what he did tonight.
See, I was going to add that he seems to deserve a lot of credit for that. He said he worked on some things last year mechanically to get better, and he did that between his last pitching performance in the spring and when he worked on some stuff with Larry Rothschild, and he seems to get it pretty fast.
He does, and I think what also happened tonight, in addition to those adjustments that they made, I think he and Martin got it, that it was a fastball, curveball kind of night for him. The slider is a very important pitch for him, and he barely threw it. He got 2 strikeouts on it. The changeup, Wieters hit a home run off that, and he lost confidence in that pitch. He's smart enough, and Martin was smart enough to go with what was working. Remember, there was a point last year where he just wanted to be a 2-pitch pitcher. The Yankees had to force him to throw that slider. Tonight it wasn't there. He's smart enough to go with what was working.
All right, we're going to take another timeout. When we come back, more on our game, a 6-2 Yankees win, and then we'll take you around the majors. The Blue Blue Jays and Red Sox. Toronto trying to keep Boston winless. We'll fill you in on that one and more coming up.
Before their home opener on Friday, the Yanks have to take care of business in Baltimore. Wednesday, the Yankees aces back on the mound as the Bombers wrap up their season-opening road trip with a final game against Buck Showalter's Orioles. Coverage starts Wednesday at 6 without a batting practice today, only on Yes.
We keep losing our coffee customers to W.B. Mason.
It's a disturbing trend.
W.B. Mason, huh? The Green Mountain Coffee.
And lots of gourmet flavors.
And low prices.
Their everyday delivery, their one-cup brewing.
No waste, no mess.
Well, I know one company that'll never switch to W.B. Mason.
Never.
This company.
Right.
Come on, let's get a cup of coffee.
Cup of coffee, gentlemen.
Oh, Mama.
Who but W.B. Mason?
When you have cable and can't find something good to watch, you get depressed. When you get depressed, you attend seminars. When you attend seminars, you feel like a winner. When you feel like a winner, you go to Vegas. When you go to Vegas, you lose everything. And when you lose everything, you sell your hair to a wig shop. Don't sell your hair to a wig shop. Get rid of cable and upgrade to DirecTV. Call 1-800-DirecTV.
It's like that 8-iron fell from space, forged just for you by some higher being, a being that wants you to beat that guy. Your other clubs look just as perfect, like a quiver of Zeus's lightning bolts. You got custom-fit at Golfsmith, didn't you? Figured. It's obviously working. That white belt probably helps too. Make every swing count with the custom-fit Play Better guarantee. Or return them, no questions asked.
When I was a young pup, I learned how to sniff out the pick of the pre-owned Lexus litter and how to be a woman or man's best friend when it came to finding the lowest prices. Now that I'm older, I look back on my pedigree and feel pride in the thousands of people who've lapped up the savings I've pointed them to. Like a dog with a bone, I won't stop until you find the model, year, and color you'll love or exchange it within 48 hours with our worry-free exchange policy. Don't get me wrong, working like a dog to hunt down the perfect pre-owned Lexus for you wasn't all hard work.
Yankees fans, the Yankees won and scored 6 or more runs. So log on to papajohns.com tomorrow for 50% off your online regular menu price order. Use promo code Yankee6 at papajohns.com.
And don't forget, coming up after this edition of the post-game show, it's W.B. Mason presents the Joe Girardi Show. He and Michael Kay will talk about the season-opening sweep in Tampa Bay and what's ahead this week. Not only the stop in Baltimore, but again, the home opener coming up on Friday against the Angels. And as we continue here, talking about the Yankees' 6-2 win, they get their first win of the season. Let's talk offense because it was kind of typical MO for the offense. Brian Mattis, the starter for the O's, got himself into trouble, but they also got him into trouble.
They definitely contributed to it. But this was a guy who in spring training, he walked 3 batters in 24-plus innings. So the Orioles are thinking he's under control. He's going to be a guy who goes out there and is a lot more efficient. But here's what happened in the 4th inning. The Yankees are smart enough that they're going to make this kid work. 7-pitch at-bat here. Curtis Granderson is able to get the first walk of the inning. Andrew Jones is going to be the next batter to face Mattis. He also doesn't like anything that he sees, so he walks. So what do you think Russell Martin is thinking? He's a smart hitter. First pitch fastball. That's exactly what he gets. You know Martin was sitting first pitch fastball, and all he did was kind of punch that thing over shortstop, but it's enough to drive in a run. After him, it's Eduardo Nunez. He takes a page out of the same book. First pitch fastball swinging, and it's a sacrifice fly. Those 2 runs, I think, it's the walks that got it started, but then it's smart hitting, mostly by Martin, knowing that a young pitcher is going to be a little frazzled out there. He's going to come in with a first pitch fastball.
And what do you think it says about the Yankees offense? 6 runs, 11 hits, but they also left 10 men on base, so there were even more opportunities there.
There were a lot of opportunities, and I think when you score 6 runs and you get the win, the 3 for 10 with runners in scoring position, that's okay, but you're right. This could have been a 10 or 11 run performance, and in Camden Yards, the Yankees have had a bunch of those.
All right, so what it amounts to, though, is a win as the Yankees will look to get another one in the continuation of this 3-game series tomorrow night. Now, in the meantime, the Boston Red Sox were also in search of their first win of the season tonight in Toronto, taking on the Blue Jays. Bottom of the 3rd, 2 aboard. Edwin Encarnacion singles to left. That will score Yunel Escobar. and give the Jays a 2-0 lead over the Red Sox and Felix Doubront. Now, top of the 6th, Dustin Pedroia teeing off.
Yeah, he takes this pitch from Henderson Alvarez over the wall in left center. That's his first homer of the season. Cuts the lead down 2-1.
Top of the 9th, Red Sox tie it on a sac fly. 2 aboard Ryan Sweeney. Base hit to right off Sergio Santos. Darnell McDonald trying to score. J.P. Arancibia can't handle a throw. And the Red Sox take the lead 3-2. Alfredo Aceves came in trying to close it out after blowing the save yesterday, and he gets J.P. Arancibia a ground out to short for the final out. So the Red Sox do get their first win of the season. 4-2 is the final, and Aceves able to close this thing down and pick up his first save of the year in the absence of Andrew Bailey. Meantime, the Major League debut of Yu Darvish for the Rangers, taking on the Mariners. And he got an unfriendly welcome from Seattle. Bases loaded jam in the first. Kyle Seager base hit that scores Figgins and Ichiro. Darvish giving up 4 runs in the first. It took him 42 pitches to get through that first half inning. Rangers tack on 2 in the bottom of the inning, but the Mariners answer. Kyle Seager doubles down the line off Darvish, gets to him again. Now it's a 5-2 Seattle lead. Meantime, bottom of the 3rd, Hector Noesi was doing fine until...
Yeah, 2 aboard here for Nelson Cruz. I'm not sure anyone hits the ball harder in baseball than this guy. That's going to be a 2-run shot, his first of the season. Sorry, there's a 3-run shot, Bob. Ties it up at 5.
And then bottom of the 4th, following a leadoff walk, Mitch Moreland, a 2-run shot off Noesi. Now they're tattooing him. Rangers take the 7-5 lead. And Jack, later in that inning.
Yeah, Hamilton wants a little piece of this off Ramirez. He sends this one deep to center. That's a nice catch out there by the fan. His second of the season, solo shot.
He gets rewarded with the sprinkler dance. Anyway, the Rangers 8-5 now over the Mariners, bottom of the 7th. So not a sterling debut for Yu Darvish by any stretch of the imagination, but that offense for Texas shows that it can mash and bail pitchers out.
Right, the Rangers bailed him out, and all we saw were highlights, Bob. But when I hear a 42-pitch first inning, this was a guy who we heard was different than other Japanese pitchers who he's been compared to because he doesn't nibble. That's what we heard. Well, he did some nibbling there in the first inning, but you have to give him credit for bouncing back. He does take the game into the 6th inning. That's not a pretty line for your debut, but you're right. The Rangers offense allows him to relax a little bit after that rough first inning.
All right, we're going to continue in just a moment here on the postgame, and when we do, Jack and I will talk pitching of a different kind, a guy who is battle-tested. Andy Pettitte pitching for Single-A Tampa tonight. We'll have his outing and break it down coming up.
Rotation questions, lineup changes, injury updates. Joe knows.
Absolutely.
And you will too when you watch WB Mason presents The Joe Girardi Show. It's a review. It's a preview. It's your complete view of the only team that matters. Season premiere coming up next. Only on Yes.
Sure, some of our customers have switched to WB Mason. But these guys, they're loyal. They love our coffee here.
Hey, that's one of our pots.
So's this.
And this.
Sorry, guys, we switched to WB Mason.
Yeah, we love our Green Mountain K-Cups.
All the gourmet flavors.
And WB delivers every day.
WB Mason strikes again.
But it does make a nice fishbowl.
Who but WB Mason?
Take it all in or go all out. A party for 2 or 202. With available Jeep 4x4 capability and up to 29 miles per gallon highway, you choose your freedom, and your Jeep Compass or Patriot can handle the rest. The 2012 Jeep Compass and Jeep Patriot, the evolution of a legendary bloodline.
After $500 auto show bonus cash, lease Jeep Patriot Latitude for $199 a month for well-qualified lessees.
My mornings tend to be busy, and when I'm busy, things occasionally get forgotten. But now when I forget to do something around the house, I can unforget it with this. How did I ever live without Verizon? I don't know. I forget it.
Welcome to Verizon Technology with home monitoring and control. Welcome to Life on Fios.
Tell us about the Accord.
Car and drivers 10 best.
How many times?
A record 26 times.
Interesting.
What about safety?
Overall 5-star safety rating.
Interesting.
It's perfect.
不要太过分。
我知道，可是我太喜欢。
不要让他知道。
可是好漂亮。
让我解决，看我办事。So Brian, what kind of deal are we looking at here?
We have some really good offers going on right now.
Really?
Really.
Okay, we'll take it.
好极了！现在我开始准备文件。
Get a great deal on an Accord during the really big sales event. Real deals, big inventory. Now, at your Honda dealer.
Innings. I guess he gave up one earned run, and I guess he threw well. He only threw 32 pitches, so it sounds like he threw a lot of strikes. I'll try to give him a call either later tonight or tomorrow morning, see how he feels. But it sounds encouraging.
Well, it was encouraging. Andy Pettitte making the start tonight with Tampa against Clearwater, the Phillies team in Clearwater, and looked solid early. 8 pitches in a 1-2-3 first. Bit of trouble in the second. He allowed a runner to reach third on a wild pitch and then gave up a sac fly, but recovered. Got the final out. Overall, just looking very steady, Jack.
Right, and I think it's just another step in the process of getting him back to the major leagues. He looks like Andy Pettitte as we're watching him, and he just has to get those innings under his belt, Bob. He said it's all about his legs. His arms has felt very good all the way through, but it's about getting his legs pitching ready.
Now, what do you make of the numbers? The 3 innings of work, 32 pitches and 26 strikes.
That's what I look at, 32 pitches and 26 strikes. I don't think the Yankees really care if he give up 3 or 4 hits or 2 runs. It's just a matter of getting the precise amount of strikes out there and pitches, and that's a pretty good strike-to-ball ratio right there. Through 32 pitches, 26 of them were strikes. He was right around the strike zone. Throwing against kids, by the way, who aren't much older than his son, who's in high school, 19, 20, and 21-year-old kids.
And they said that they needed him to be patient, kind of work at his own pace. You mentioned getting his legs, and he said that he seems to have gotten a little more patient and settling down, even though he's anxious to get back.
I think he is, and I think the date that everyone is sort of shooting for, Bob, is May 1st. And I think if the Yankees are able to have Andy Pettitte ready to throw 90 pitches or so by May 1st, we know they have a strong bullpen. When Andy Pettitte comes back, the Yankees aren't asking him to pitch complete games. If he can get games into the 7th inning, they'll be very happy.
All right, you've heard our breakdown. You've heard from Joe Girardi on Andy Pettitte. Now let's hear from Andy.
I feel good. It was, it was good. I was supposed to get 35 pitches in. I think I threw 33 or 32, and ended up going 3 innings instead of 2. So felt good with everything. Just another good step.
What was working, and what do you feel you need to work on still?
Well, I feel pretty good with everything. Tonight I felt really good. It's good to get out there and get in the stretch and have some of those guys on. Again, working on some of my slide step and just getting in a rhythm with that. Haven't had a chance to really work all my pitches from the slide step and then from my regular leg lift when runners are on base. So again, this was a short sample, a short outing, and feel like maybe I didn't get a chance to throw some of the pitches that I would like to have thrown, and worked on some of the sequences that I like to have thrown because I was getting some guys out in early in counts, So, but all in all, I feel real comfortable with everything. So it was another good step.
How do you maintain your personal time frame to get back to the team without rushing?
Well, I just know this is a process, and just it's. I mean, it's going to take a little bit of time, and again, tonight was another good step. My legs felt really good under me, it's another good step in the right direction. So we'll bump it up probably to 50 pitches, hopefully, or right around there the next time, and we'll see what happens from there.
And when is the next time? When is your next start?
I think I'm going to take an extra day this time, just because I haven't had a break since I've been down here. So the plan is I think we're going to throw on Sunday, and I'm just going to take an extra day. I'll get a good work day in tomorrow, and then I think I'm going to just take a little bit of a blow on Tuesday, and then get back on my normal routine Wednesday and Thursday, and get ready for a Sunday start is the plan right now.
All right, so obviously we will keep track of that come Sunday. In the meantime, we're talking about a 6-2 Yankees win, and we want to take a look at our Subway winning moment of the game. And in the bottom of the 4th inning with the Yankees up 4-1 and a man on, look at, that's Eduardo Nunez. Got the start at third. A little miscue early in the game defensively, but comes up with a great lunging stab right there to Rob Wilson-Benavides of potential extra bases, and they gets a little view, he and Robbie Cano of it. Afterwards, let's hear now from Nunez.
Yeah, I think there's a huge play for Nova because the guy is second base, and I try hard because of my body in the pitch today, and we need this game. We need this game. We try everything we can to win this game.
Seemed like you had a little bit of fun with that, checking out the replay with Robbie Cano there afterwards.
Yeah, because Jeter and Cano, he laughing at me they say, ugly die. He say, it's not a good play. You yelling, you liar.
Whatever works, right?
Yeah, whatever works.
How impressed were you with Nova tonight? He did get into a little bit of trouble at times, but always managed to work himself out of it.
Yeah, I see him good commander, good pitching. He's not afraid to go in, and I think he had great stuff today.
For you personally, Joe Girardi really making a point to get you in early, whereas last year you kind of took a while for you to get in the game. Does that help you, just staying fresh from the spring?
Yeah. For me, this spring has helped me a lot because they give me a lot more games this year, and I feel more comfortable in my defense, my hitting too.
What did it mean that? I mean, they put you right back out there. You know, saying like, the error, the first ground ball you got is tough, but then you're right back out there. What does it mean to you when Girardi says just go and play?
Yeah, because I have more confidence, I tell you, and they believe what I have, and they give me more confidence too, because they tell me you're gonna play. I don't care if you go error, if you have offer 4, you're gonna play, because we believe what you can do in the game, and they make me feel good.
How much does that help you knowing that you're going to be back out there to just shake that stuff off?
A lot, because last year, my first year, I tried to impress everybody. I can play, I can do it. I don't want to go back to Scranton. Now I feel I have one part on the team, and I feel much better this year.
And that's one thing that he has to do, just regain the consistency. We know last year, Jack, at the start, he had some problems defensively. He kind of tied it up later, but he's showing a little bit of that early on, but again, made a nice play tonight.
Right, that was an athletic play, and that's why the Yankees want him to play. It's that athleticism that he shows. You're right, Bob, at shortstop the other night, botched the first ball that was hit to him. Tough play today. He didn't make the first one to his left. But I think the thing that he said at the end there when he questioned about Joe Girardi putting him out there, Joe Girardi is not being a poker player here. He's not trying to hide his hand. He is showing everyone that the way he's going to rest A-Rod and Jeter is by DHing them and playing Nunez against lefties. Nunez is going to get a lot of playing time.
And just to add to that, it almost seems like the easy plays become difficult and the difficult ones become easy. Maybe he has too much time to think about them if he has to just make a nice, easy play and throw across a diamond.
Well, and I thought it was revealing, too, Bob, the last question that we heard there that Meredith just asked him. He admitted that knowing that Girardi has said to him, you're going to go back out there, has alleviated some concern from his mind, because if he didn't know that, he was trying to do too much. So even at this level, guys are trying to impress. Guys who aren't everyday players, guys like Nunez who are trying to force their way into the lineup, they're trying to impress the manager.
All right, well, tonight he played third for Alex Rodriguez, who got the DH spot. He's already done that in the Rays series for Derek Jeter. And now Jeter is the subject of our Bigelow T batter breakdown. And again, Jeter telling Meredith that he just feels good with his swing and locked in, and another first-inning hit, Jack.
Yeah, right there, a high fastball from Mattis that he's able to take to left field. He takes another fastball to center field right there. Now in the fourth inning, Mattis must be thinking, I can't throw a fastball by this guy. He hits one into the right field corner. That's for an RBI double. He snuck a sacrifice fly in there, and then in the eighth inning, on the hit and run here, he's able to move Nunez to third. Just a typical kind of Jeter night. Very good night, his 41st four-hit game of his career.
Well, that is remarkable. So now at Camden Yards in his career, 315, 48 extra base hits when you add that double in tonight. And again, a very productive night with a run scored and a run batted in. And by the way, we want to remind you that in case you missed any part of our Yankees O's coverage, you can view a condensed version by going online to yesnetwork.com and clicking on Postgame Plus presented by Bigelow T. View the top plays, plus get reaction from Joe Girardi and Ivan Nova on tonight's win. All right, Jack and I will take another break. Final thoughts coming up. What was bugging Robert Andino? We're going to talk about it when we come back.
So did you have a good breakfast?
Yep.
Is somebody cooking for you? Let me speak to her.
Just hi to my mom real quick.
Now get 2 sausage, egg, and cheese McGriddle sandwiches or choose your combo for just $3.
The Cadillac CTS Sport Sedan was designed with near-perfect weight balance from front to back and back to front for exceptional control from left to right.
That's 36,000 miles.
I'm out of here!
My warranty just ran out. Good thing I have you boys.
When the warranty runs out, just come in. Pep Boys does everything a car dealer does for less. Brakes, oil changes, and maintenance. Pep Boys ASC certified technicians will diagnose and repair your vehicle at the lowest price, guaranteed.
Pep Boys does everything for less.
What are you, out of your mind?
He's feisty.
Go after the ball.
He's forceful.
It was a runaway.
He's Francesa.
The whole thing was just crazy.
Watch Mike Francesa weekday afternoons at 1 right here on Yes.
Next, look right here.
Smile, because right now, any 16-ounce hot or iced coffee is just $1.49 at McDonald's.
Creating a business website is easy. Whether you're a lawyer, a photographer, or a beauty salon, choose from over 200 types of business. Select your company name, color scheme, and design. Done. Customers will find you everywhere. Changes? Anytime. Revise content, layout, and upload your own pictures. 1-in-1 My Website. Try it now for free. 1in1.com.
In baseball, it doesn't matter how far away you live, because the game's biggest stars follow you. With MLB Extra Innings on DirecTV, it's your own season ticket to every team, every player, and the most baseball in HD. Order MLB Extra Innings on DirecTV and bring your favorite team home today.
The Yankees postgame show on Yes is brought to you in part by the professionals at your Tri-State GMC dealer. Why just go when you can go pro? And by Turkey Hill, the official ice cream of the New York Yankees.
Okay, so we, like you, were wondering what was bugging Robert Andino at the end of the game tonight. And Jack, you were kind of looking around. What'd you find?
Yeah, you know, Britt Giroli, who covers the Orioles for MLB.com, she tweeted that Martin felt that Andino was tipping pitches from second base. And when you see the way Andino was barking back toward Martin, sounds like it's plausible.
All right, so what was Martin's take on the situation? Here he is with Meredith.
I don't remember what happened. I don't remember what happened at the end there. Little yapping session towards the end there. Nothing crazy.
What led to that yapping?
Probably, I don't know, maybe a look that I gave him. Maybe he didn't like the way I looked at him or something. I don't really know. Is it Sherlock Holmes? I mean, are you looking for clues and stuff? All right, that's all I got. I think he was inviting me to like a sparring session, like next offseason or something like that. Yeah. I don't know. I'll get his number. We'll talk it over later.
You had a problem with him before?
No.
All right, so that's one of the cheekiest post-game interviews I think we've seen. If it was indeed about tipping pitches, which pitch was it, the cutter or the cutter?
Yeah, right. It would be cutter, but the only thing possibly was Andino giving away location, because Martin would be giving the sign to Mariano, and then he would be setting up. So perhaps Andino could be telling the batter where Martin was setting up. Is he going in? Is he going out? So that's possible. Martin clearly wasn't giving away anything. He wasn't. Right. He's smart enough to know that they've got 2 more games in Baltimore. They've got 16 more games against the Orioles. He's not going to add fuel to this feud. Andino, though, seemed like he wanted to keep going.
If there is a continued problem, I will take Martin in the cage match to win. In the meantime, Game 2, and I find this interesting. It's Freddie Garcia on the hill. He's pretty much a given. We know what he's going to have. But it's Wei-Yi Chen, who came over from Japan. And, you know, sometimes Yankees have had a hard time against pitchers in their debuts, but they also knock around Orioles pitching pretty good.
All right, it'll be interesting to get a look at Chen. We see his numbers and what he did in Japan, and never seen him pitch before other than some highlights, some video, so it'll be interesting to see how he attacks that Yankee lineup. But Garcia deserves a lot of credit for what he did in spring training. In the past, he's not been a guy who's pitched well in spring training. Knowing that he was in a competition, he really pitched very well for the Yankees this spring. Never complained, never moaned about the possibility that he might have to go to the bullpen, said that he would do it. And now injuries answered that question, and he gets a start, number 5 man.
All right, so the Yankees will try and win their second in a row in Baltimore and inch closer to that vaunted 500 mark. Our coverage begins on Yes at 6:30 tomorrow. The game itself is on My 9 with Michael Kay and Ken Singleton, but Jack Meredith and I will be here for all the pregame coverage beginning at 6:30. Now, for all of us at Yes, I'm Bob Lorenz. We thank you for being here as always, and stick around because an all-new edition of WB Mason Presents the Joe Girardi Show is coming up next. Yankees get in the win column, 6-2 over the O's.
Cuervo Silver, so smooth, it shatters expectations.
Take it all in or go all out. A party for 2 or 202. With available Jeep 4x4 capability and up to 29 miles per gallon highway, you choose your freedom and your Jeep Compass or Patriot can handle the rest. The 2012 Jeep Compass and Jeep Patriot, the evolution of a legendary bloodline.
After $500 auto show bonus cash, lease Jeep Compass Latitude for $219 a month for well-qualified lessees.
The following is an exclusive presentation of the Yes Network.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another year, a season premiere of WB Mason Presents the Joe Girardi Show, the 5th year that we've done this show, the 5th year of Joe Girardi's managerial career with the New York Yankees. That's Joe Girardi. I'm Michael Kay. We will be with you all season, and we look forward to that. Joe, welcome back.